Hello everyone, I am actually not going to make you wait the entire time because I'm pretty sure that they don't know that I was waiting for them to send me their roster, so I'm not going to make you suffer just because they're making me suffer. Hi everyone, welcome to the first roster stream in a couple months. It's off to a great start already. We've got 3 rosters ready out of the 4. Really appreciate all of you coming here, especially after it's been so long. I am Shadowlink. I don't have a roster for you here today because, unfortunately, I am not creative enough to do something for this because I am not super versed in what we have. But instead, a guest will be taking my place for us so that we have 4 whole rosters. Oh my god, it's been a year almost to the day? Yikes. Hi everyone. I'm going to let everyone know that I'm going to unmute so that they don't accidentally talk about their rosters before I undeafen. Yes, the last one was before they announced Cow, and the patron roster did have Cow on it, so we had that ready. All right. hello everyone. Hello, welcome to our Hasbro roster stream. I, as always, need to refresh the chat box so that it actually works. I don't know why the plugin does this every single time. Oop. Do we have a chat now? Do we have chat on screen?
We're professionals, guys. We've only been around for... How long has Source Gaming been around? It had to be 2016, so probably...
Okay.
Are we on our 10-year anniversary?
So, to be fair to all of us, the way that the chat box works for the stream is that once it connects to the stream, the chat box will actually work. But it doesn't work before that, so I literally can't set it up beforehand.
Okay, listen. I know we have to start this, but we were having some conversation beforehand because I was on camera. And yeah. I have a bunch of stuff in my room, including a big old dinosaur. And I said he was the best man at my wedding. So this is really good for a stream because no one's going to see this except for you guys in this chat unless somebody wants to do it. But that is my wedding. That's me with my wife, and the dinosaur is there. I'm showing more affection to the dinosaur than my wife. Feel free to share that on stream if you want.
Do it. Wait, you got married?
I got married twice, man. Hopefully that's the last one.
Okay. Congrats.
Yeah, I got married in like 2021, so it's been a while, man. You need a...
Did you guys like renew? Was it like a renewal vow or thing?
No. Okay, so here's another thing for the people listening and watching at home. Phantom was busy, so he wasn't here for our pre-stream. This has nothing to do with me getting married recently. This has to do with the fact that I was camera on and I had that dinosaur in my background. So.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. Nah, man, we're crushing it today.
We're crushing
with our on topic.
Right. I'm about to adjust the volume. Chat, let me know if the music ever gets too loud.
We may need to adjust who's all in the
Oh
in the
god!
pictures.
Oh god!
What happened?
I forgot.
Let me take a peek at the stream.
Oh, it has Nan on the stream instead.
It was literally set for the very last roster stream, so Sten was still there.
So
incredible.
The music is at a good volume right now, according to chat, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The dinosaur ride has to be his favorite at Disney. So something else you guys might not know about me, and I know I've talked about this before, but I worked at Universal for like 10 years during college, and then as a part-time or seasonal employee after, and I worked at the Jurassic Park ride.
Oh yeah, they have way better dinosaurs there.
Yeah, and we have better dinosaurs. So
you guys, you're the only ones with dinosaurs now. So
yeah, man. We Universal has the corner on the
dinosaur.
Oh shit!
Everybody loves dinosaur. Remember dinosaur?
So very funny, very funny. I don't have the template. I have the temporary like the temporary version. It didn't change. I literally told it to. There we go. This was we were test running this, and the last time you were on one of these, we were using these like dog tags.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow, man, it's been a minute.
Can somebody give me Aiden's guest icon?
Did we ever have a guest icon for Aiden?
I hope so.
We did.
Has Aiden ever been on our stream?
Yes, yes, they have. I said it was back when we were doing the dog tags.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was on Disney and Multiverse.
Why isn't the chat box even working? What the?
Give me a second. I'll upload the guest icon thing. Where is it?
You know, also, I think we do owe it to the fans to put that picture I put in chat in here. Now I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's a good picture.
You know what?
Okay,
Fuck it. We're putting the dinosaur on my roster.
The chat to work.
Oh man, well, I'm saving Dino Riders for when we do our fighting game roster from Galoob and Tycho. We're gonna have all of the great Milton Bradley and Galoob icons like Dino Riders and those racetracks that they sell. I don't know, man. I don't know what Galoob owns.
I did not know that Dino Riders was a Marvel Action Universe comic. What?
That was Marvel's jam in the 80s, dude.
It was something I was going to bring up today as well. I think it's really...
Bro, Galoob was sold to Hasbro. I need to redo my entire list.
No.
Wait, what did they get?
Galoob.
Louis Galoob Toys owned Dino Riders, Micro Machines, a couple of other properties. So I didn't realize, is Dino Riders owned?
Yeah, I pulled them up. Dude, they own biker mice from Mars now?
Guys, okay, we're canceling this. We're coming back next week.
We'll be back next week.
No, we're not.
Thank you, everybody, for garbage pail kids.
We've
Thank
pushed this
everybody
back
for turning
far
into the
long
stream.
enough.
Make sure to stream the Muppet Show on Disney Plus.
They own the Game Genie.
We're not sponsored. Don't tell them to do that.
No, we're not sponsored. I'm just doing it for the thrill of the game.
Absolutely
Is
not.
Game Genie. Oh yeah, you could have had Game Genie.
Cancel your Disney Plus subscription until they sponsor us.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, do that.
Nazi, I trust you have ROM the Space Knight. I mean,
Make sure to let them know that you don't want to be subscribed to Disney Plus until they sponsor Source Gaming.
Tell them they should give Aiden an annual pass holder pass.
No, seriously, why isn't the chat even popping up?
Screen share so I can see what this is.
I'm refreshing the. I'm using Streamlabs. You wouldn't know what the issue is.
The screen share. You never know. I might know what the issue is.
I don't know. I'm hidden the funny
What's the
refresh.
link that you have?
It's not a link. I told you, you wouldn't know.
You're doing this from... Oh, are you doing this from the Streamlabs chat? That, like from our actual Streamlabs account?
Yeah?
Refresh this... Have you tried refreshing the Streamlabs chat from the Streamlabs account?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, what do you mean Galoob had the license to make merchandise based off of Married with Children? Who was buying this? What kid would buy this? Yeah, I want an Al Bundy toy for Christmas, Mom.
Yeah, so chat isn't working today, like at all, no matter what. There were many things that also were not working today, so...
Do you want me to give you the thing that I use for chat? So
how fast would it be to set up?
Like 2 minutes. I can just give you the code, the HTML code, whatever the fuck it is, and then you just take the link of the chat box, of the stream chat, and then put it in. So, I'll screenshot it just for you, so you can understand what I mean real quick.
Yeah, I can just kind of.
Do we still release this in a podcast format? Because this must be riveting to just listen to.
Anyway, no, we never did the roster streams in podcast. Anyway, here's the wedding photo, and the dinosaur.
Tell me about the dinosaurs.
The dinosaur.
Tell me about the dinosaurs.
Dinosaur. Okay.
So I will say I owned a Married with Children board game.
You've got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
No, I did. I don't know if it was from Galoob. And I owned it until just a few years ago when I moved into my new house and I just had to throw a bunch of my stuff away. So now I have to look it up.
Is the goal of the game to do the true Married with Children goal of not having sex with your wife?
Okay, anyway.
Published by Galoob. So I did own Galoob, Married with Children.
I think I'm gonna have to cut out like a large chunk of the stream because of this shit that just happened.
The Married with Children stuff, yeah, I agree.
It's all good.
Oh my god.
Get on stream.
It was an outrageous family game. It was one of those games where like you get like a cue on a card, right? And you have to act it out as a specific Bundy. Like,
oh my god.
Or how a specific Bundy would react. You're like, so do your best.
No,
Peggy,
don't. This is gold. But... Yeah, I also agree. Don't cut this out.
Can we talk about how like they have the neighbor's wife, but not the neighbor?
Well, to be fair.
Oh, is this in the part where they cut him out of the show?
I think this might have been between Steve and the other guy. God, what's his name? Jefferson.
My dad watches this show. The show aired before I was born, mind you.
When are we gonna do the primetime TV sitcom roster stream?
Okay, you act like that's a joke. I would do that, and you know, I would make that a fucking cart raiser.
Is this the right one?
Yes. Yes, that's the right one.
A lot of people don't know this, but you know, Huff's dad and I have a podcast on weekends where we talk about Married with Children.
Okay, you say that my dad would do that.
It's called the Joe Rogan Experience.
Get this off the screen, please.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm curious. How many people in chat even know what Married with Children is?
Well, it's when you're married. And you have children.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I heard they were doing an animated revival because
why?
Yeah, this didn't
because we're out of ideas. That's why.
This didn't work, my friend.
Did you add the custom CSS?
Yes, I sure did.
For real? I didn't know. That's weird.
Did not work, my friend.
Strange.
It also everything broke. Hold on.
I just gave this stream a like, and I'm going to tell you I don't do that to all of our streams. I just feel like this one's been pretty good so far.
Don't?
If you guys want, I can read from chat. I have it up on my phone.
I mean, I have chat read. I want them to be on screen because it's nice.
Hang on. In 2016, Married with Children got a remade TV series in Armenia.
Yes. I think I knew that. That's one of my favorite things that I don't think happens that much anymore, especially because there's less traditional sitcoms. But
yeah.
There is so Phil Rosenthal, the dude that made Everybody Loves Raymond. He had a movie. I think it was called Exporting Raymond. Dude, it is hilarious. Came out like 2010. And it's about the fact that Russia wanted to make a version of Everybody Loves Raymond, and his experience going there. They made it like a documentary of him dealing with like Russian film studios and the government and stuff in trying to create their version of Everybody Loves Raymond. Watch it.
That's insane. I need to watch this.
It is so good.
Hey Huff, Fiction Nerdy from chat wants to know, do you know what Clone High is?
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys!
I like your words, funny magic man.
Get off my dinghy.
Not you.
Also, I see Everybody Loves Raymond being brought up because we did bring it up. Everybody Loves Raymond versus Everybody Hates Chris. What's better?
Everybody hates Chris easy.
I think hatred beats love in this case.
Everybody Loves Raymond is boring.
I mean, I think both shows are like not actually bad shows. They're different in their style. I think I do like Everybody Hates Chris more, but I like everybody. Much like everybody else, I do love Raymond.
Like the way that Everybody Hates Chris. Oh, are we ready?
I guess.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you got the thing.
I mean, the thing about Everybody Love Raymond is that it's so like formulaic sitcom, right?
I wish that I didn't update Streamlabs before this, because apparently that update broke everything we use. Sick.
This is why Streamlabs sucks.
I would, one thing we were talking about before this, and we'll get into it when we get into the rosters, is that it's difficult when we're doing these roster streams, right? Yeah. There's different ways to approach them, and it's hard when you're thinking about something like Hasbro, because Hasbro has kind of, I'll say like 3 or 4 kind of really big IPs that are big character-driven IPs, right? So if they did a fighting game, you'd have like 8 Transformers characters, but you don't want to necessarily do that, right? But you also want to be true to something like, if I'm picking a Transformer, I'm not gonna be like, man, I really love, like Jazz. Jazz is like my favorite Transformer, and I'm gonna put him in there, and like he's cool, but he's not somebody you're gonna pick if you pick 3 Transformers and you're trying to make something that's realistic. So I always, when we're working with a company or a concept that has a lot of different IPs in it, and this is a problem I think Smash comes down to too, right? Like in real life, if you're gonna add somebody from Xenoblade, it was gonna be Shulk. Like there's other cool characters, but it was gonna be him.
Yeah.
Like so. It's like I honestly like when we do, and I know we did Hasbro, because I know somebody, I don't remember who it is because I'm sorry if I don't remember people's names that much on chat, but the one dude that always asks for Transformers, we're like, well, we'll do Hasbro. Okay, there we go. Transformers would have been more interesting for me. It's just that we don't have a lot of big people that are huge into Transformers, because then you can get into weird characters and side characters and stuff like that. When you're doing something like Hasbro, you have to do more like I'm getting into weird IP, not like I'm doing a weird pull from this. And you can still do that a little bit, and I think some of us have that. It's just like that, like, if you're doing My Little Pony and you don't do like the 2 ponies that I knew the name of before I had to even look anything up, then what's the point?
To me, I approach this because I was telling Huff about it. This is kind of the most unique situation for one of these roster streams I've been on yet, because obviously I knew everything. I knew what I was doing going into the Disney one. I know my way around Warner Brothers. I have very little experience or attachment to most of the Hasbro brands. I mean, I've played Dungeons and Dragons a few times before. I've obviously played some of the board games and toys growing up, but like I didn't have Transformers or G.I. Joes or Power Rangers stuff growing up. I didn't watch those shows, didn't watch those movies. I've never seen My Little Pony.
So, by the way, I just want to answer something in the chat. My Little Pony is still owned by Hasbro. It's licensed out to WildBrain, but they're not. It's not. It's still owned by Hasbro. The same with right now. When they obtained the Power Rangers, because I looked this up, they obtained the Power Rangers IP. but they're not even the ones that are making the toys now. But they still own the actual intellectual property for that. So, it is what it is. It's licensing is weird, but the ownership rights to it is Hasbro.
So, I approach this a lot like, what is going to be, because it's 25 characters and it's a platform fighter. I'm like, okay, I'm making the Melee equivalent of this Hasbro fighting game, and I'm going to limit how much I introduce from each franchise because I want to get as much of a breadth of characters and franchises represented. But also there's just some franchises that I'm like, you are very important, but you are a stage or you are an item. You are...
Yeah, if somebody has Ouija board on here, it's just because it's Huff and Huff is trying to do something funny.
Okay, I want you to know I was trying to find something for that. I did spend like 30 minutes looking.
I know, because I've done this with you guys. But like the Ouija board is obviously a stage, like to your point. Yeah, and we're about to get into this and you'll see, but I tried to make what I consider a realistic-ish roster, but I tried to do something where I pulled from different eras of Hasbro and from different, and like I'm a little older than you guys, so I think I may have more knowledge of their 80s IPs, so that helps out a little bit. But I tried to make like just a balanced roster between, and not necessarily between franchises even. When I'm looking at the roster, I'm like, how many women do I have? How many heroes do I have? How many villains do I have? So maybe like, I'll tell you this right now. I have 4 Transformers characters and 1 is a villain. But then I have some other IP that are repped solely by a villain. So like, there's like a balance there. But anyways, we'll get into it. Let's do it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I think, let's see. So, I think
Huff is starting first.
If I didn't make this clear, Huff is first.
Got it.
Oh, I guess
okay.
I'm first. Hi, I'm Huff. Hi, Huff. Hi.
Hi, Huff.
God, it's been so long since we did this. I don't know how to introduce things anymore. I don't really have much to say about the first one because I feel like we're gonna talk about him more, and I feel like I should let Stazzy talk about this guy because they know more. Wow, I'm shocked. It's like the mandatory option.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, it's Optimus Prime. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about it. So, Optimus Prime is the face of the Transformers brand. He was Diaclone Action Convoy for the Diaclone toy brand in Japan before it was localized and brought to the United States. I believe his character profile was written by Marvel Comics writer Bob Budiansky, if I'm remembering correctly. That described him as this, just kind of beacon, very heroic leader figure. The first voice actor, and also the one known most for the movies, is obviously Peter Cullen, who says that he wanted to give him kind of a strong but gentle voice. He says he looked to his brother who served in the military as inspiration for that voice. And what it was he's I look at G1 Prime in the cartoons as my Optimus Prime because, again, I'm old. But he's a character he's kind of like the dad of the Autobots. It's funny because it's not just that he's the leader. There's a lot of different versions of him. It was originally when the Transformers was a toy line, like it was just putting characters in and out, right? But since the Bay films, and even before that, there's always an Optimus Prime. He usually sacrifices himself and he comes back. There's 800 different versions of him. Sometimes he's a truck, sometimes he's a monkey, sometimes he's a dinosaur that one time in the kids show. But he has to be on here. He has to be on here, and I think the version you go with is a version close to that Generation 1 version. That's the one that I have on my roster. Specifically, Generation 1 Optimus Prime turns into a flat-nosed Peterbilt pickup truck. So that's a lot of information about Optimus Prime.
Yeah, for reference, I was considering doing Rodimus, Hot Rod, whatever his name is, as one of the other Transformer characters, and then the only Transformer thing I've watched is Transformer 1, Transformers 1. And the main thing that Hot Rod had that made him different from Optimus was that he had flamethrowers. And then Optimus just does that in Transformers 1, so I'm like, fuck this guy. Fuck Hot Rod. Fuck.
I mean, you have to have him. It's like doing a Marvel roster without Spider-Man. It's like not having Mario in there. It's their biggest IP, and it's the biggest character from that IP. I mean, like, I don't know what else to really say about it. I don't think I'm going to give like an entire background on.
I feel like if you're watching a Hasbro roster stream, I think you know what Optimus Prime is.
Yeah. You have to, and I think Optimus Prime 2 is probably going to be kind of an all-arounder within the game. He's going to have good zoning tools. He's going to have, depending on how you implement rush transformation, he's probably going to have a good rush down option. But I think being the face, he's got to kind of be that character, right? That kind of. Okay, so yeah, I know that was a lot for Optimus Prime on the description, but I feel like if anybody deserves that description, it's Prime. And obviously his big final smash is he takes out that matrix of leadership. And he
also, to be fair, the first roster always takes the most time, just because the following ones have repeats, so we don't have to go over it again. So yeah.
Somebody asked if I know his original name before becoming a Prime. It was Orion Pax in, I think, most continuities. I think it was like Omnix or something in either the Dreamwave or early IDW. I don't remember, man. Like I said, I could do an entire Transformers roster. If we had like one more person on staff that was big into Transformers, I'd be happy to do that with like a guest. But out of all of these IPs, it's definitely the one I know the most about, and I could come up with like a 50 character roster on the spot. But anyway, sorry. Go on, take
the next one I also feel like is an obligatory no shit character, so
the Red Ranger.
Wow, I picked a Power Ranger. He is the red one because that is the red one. That is the red one.
Because red is the color of leadership. I don't know if you knew that.
Red is the color of leadership, and also the opposite of Hasbro, because Hasbro is blue. Why do they own Power Rangers?
The thing is, I don't remember what the Power Rangers is so weird because it was Saban Entertainment, right? Like, who basically are like, we're going to localize Super Sentai and we're going to do our own thing. But by the fact that they did so much heavy changes in the localization, it's its own IP. So it's completely separate from Super Sentai, which is another thing I talked about is like, if we're talking about like something, is Super Sentai owned by Toho? Who owns Super Sentai? No, it's owned by
Toei, I think.
Toei. There. Sorry, it's owned by Toei. So if you're doing like Toei, then you can get really into some cool Super Sentai stuff. But the thing is, like, the farther we get out to those original Power Rangers, like, the less of an impact they have. So you're gonna go back to like the original, like probably the original Rangers, because that's what they use mostly in games and other stuff. Like, you're not gonna like pull somebody from Turbo or whatever. Red's a good choice.
Yeah, it's the basic one, but it's also the basic one for a reason. It's the one people know.
Yep.
And next up is iconic character that got his own movie because, nobody deserved to have a movie more in fucking the 2019 than Snake Eyes.
God, that movie sucked. That was such a bad movie. It was, dude, awful. It was awful. And wasn't Storm Shadow the guy from Warrior, the show Warrior? Warrior is, dude, that show's fire. Warrior's so good. It's based off of. I just
find it so fucking weird that in like 2019 they were just like, oh yeah, Snake Eyes, he's getting his own movie, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, fucking.
I mean,
who?
He's the most popular character from G.I. Joe by a landslide.
That pisses me off, not because he's the most popular, but just because I wanted the most popular character from G.I. Joe to be somebody named fucking Joe, and there's not a character named Joe.
Yeah, Duke is basically the original G.I. Joe action figure, to be honest with you. You also could have done, by the way, G.I. Joe, like the figure before the 1980s relaunch. fun fact, it was it Hamada? Who's the? Is it Larry Hama? Who was the guy that wrote the G.I. Joe comic? Yeah, it was Larry Hama. So once again, I could be misremembering this because I have so much information about useless crap in my head, but G.I. Joe has been like a figure since forever, since at least the 60s, I think before that, but it was like, like a full size, like Barbie size, basically army doll, right? But in the 80s, they wanted to relaunch it because Reagan changed the advertising laws in this country so that kids' cartoons didn't need to be educational and could literally just sell merchandise. So they're like, so we need to relaunch this. So they went to Marvel Comics, right? And Larry Hama had a pitch for Shield versus Hydra that was rejected from Marvel. They said, we're not going to go forward with that. And he said, fuck it. I'm just going to literally take the characters that I had for that and make them G.I. Joe and Cobra. And that's where those characters came from. It was supposed to be like, obviously Cobra is Hydra. It's fun stuff. But like, here's the thing about Snake Eyes. He's, first of all, you get a ninja character. Cool. He's a ninja. He's a ninja. He's got sword. He's got throwing stars. He does have guns. Like he's a good archetype to have in a game, I think. He's not anywhere near the most important G.I. Joe character, but he's like the Wolverine of G.I. Joe. Do you know what I mean? He's not like one of, like, if you're like, who are the most important X-Men? Well, I mean, actually, it's Scott, it's Jean.
He's
really
Scorpion.
the other. Yeah, exactly. He's just cool and people like him. So if I'm just including one G.I. Joe character, I don't know if it would be Snake Eyes. But I mean, spoilers, I have Snake Eyes in mind too. He's Snake Eyes, man. He's cool.
Yeah. All right, number 4 for Huff.
Yep, number 4. This one I think I'm probably the only one gonna do, but I felt like this is the D&D character for me, and that's a funny and iconic Elminster. He's I
love Elminster. Oh
yeah,
man,
He's fun. For people who are unacquainted with it, in terms of gameplay, he's kind of just, he's Gandalf, Voldemort, Dumbledore archetype, like old wise mage. But Elminster is just really funny. He's also the star of a book series, which I find fascinating.
I read all of the, was it the Finder Stone? I don't remember. But I read a lot of the D&D books with him in it. The thing about him is he's very classic D&D. He's he's like an arch wizard. He's
he's one of the earlier characters too.
I think if you know D&D lore, he's one of the. It's Forgotten Realms lore. It's the lore within the Forgotten Realms. He is, I think, one of the head of the Harpers, which, if you watch the D&D movie, is the organization that Chris
Pine.
Chris Pine, thank you. I kept wanting to say Chris Pratt. Chris Pine's character is a part of. So like he's an important character. My thing about him is that it's one of those characters that he's so generic wizard, like there's a lot of cool D&D spells, but it's just like he's just a wizard, like if you think about what a wizard can do in a game, that's it. But Snake Eyes is a ninja. It's a good archetype.
You need someone. Go ahead.
In terms of gameplay, he would be pretty basic as to what you'd expect, but he does the best job of representing D&D, in my opinion, just because you get to represent so much of the spells, which I would say are the more iconic, well-known part of it.
Magic Missile. You knew exactly where I was going with that. Fuck you. What next?
Next is an obligatory pick. I'm gonna be honest, I know nothing about this IP. So I just picked the 3 characters I could name. So, yeah. Here's a fucking pony.
I knew it was a pony!
Let's go!
The first Hasbro thing I can't talk about because I don't know much about My Little Pony.
Yeah, it certainly is a pony. Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Twilight Sparkle has been murdered, and we have replaced them with the iconic Regent from Battleship, the movie.
See, you're just pulling out. So how? Okay, all right. You're trying to be funny. I get it. So what does Regent do though, and how does it associate to the game Battleship? If you're Master Hero Sakurai and you want to get the spirit of the game Battleship into this character, what do?
Well, somebody doesn't know their Battleship lore, because technically they do exist in a side series before the movie.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
How dare you not know the Battleship lore?
What do they do? I'm just curious. What does the Regent do? Tell me. You found out this roster.
They actually have like a wide range of weapons that are just general sci-fi weapons. In truth, they have like shotguns, but they also have like weird techno maces and bows and arrows from like Horizon Zero Dawn type weapons, you know, like that type of futuristic arrow.
In the spirit of Battleship, each special move is Doctor Doom Hidden Missile from Marvel 3, but only when it hits you does it actually start locking on.
They also appear in the Battleship movie, in which they get massacred on another alien planet. At some point in the past, the Garonians entered the era of interstellar expansion, leading them to Earth. I'm reading the Wikipedia article. Please help me.
I think we can move on. I'm okay with moving on.
You're on, buddy.
Yeah, just... I have nothing to say about the fucking ponies. I don't know what you want from me.
Please keep going. Twilight Sparkle.
Wait, that was a joke? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were serious about the Battleship guy.
You know about My Little Pony a little bit, don't you, Phantom? Because
Of course.
I literally.
So
please help us.
Twilight Sparkle is the main character of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which is the 4th generation of My Little Pony, as created by Lauren Faust, who is the wife of Craig McCracken, both, of course, famed cartoon creators, having both worked on Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home, Wander Over Yonder. I think Lauren Faust also worked on his Netflix series.
She also has her own DC Comics show as well.
Right, as well. DC Superhero Girls, which is actually pretty good. The later one, not the older ones that were kind of like shorts. But Twilight Sparkle is basically the main character who is basically comes to what's it called, Ponyville, because she has to basically discover what is friendship, since she was like a huge bookhead recluse. And that was her task given to her by Princess Celestia.
She has magic powers.
Yeah, she has magic powers. That's why she has the unicorn.
Let's move.
There's a lot to talk about. Thanks, guys. That was pretty great.
Yeah,
I'm glad we spent so much time on a joke.
All right.
I had more to say about that one. What do you want me to say about a pony? Fucking, if she dies in combat, she gets sent to the fucking glue factory.
Jesus Christ!
That's not.
What do you want from me? I don't know what you want.
Anyway,
Okay.
Next character, please.
Arcee.
Yeah, I found out she turns into a motorcycle, and I thought that was cool.
So the original Arcee turns into like a futuristic car. Watch the 1986 movie. We talked about this. I think that would be like cool if the only things you've watched are Transformers 1 and the and the movie, because I think that'd be funny. But yeah, a lot of in more often than not, she changes into a motorcycle now. There's a lot of different versions of her, just like all of the other characters. I think that she was the first. She wasn't the first female Transformer shown on the show. The guy writing the movie, the 86 movie, name escapes me now. Somebody might put it in chat. If not, you can look it up later. But when he was writing the screenplay, his daughter liked Transformers, and he's like, "There's no girl Transformers. I'm gonna make one," and that's how Arcee happened. And then they retroactively put female Autobots on Cybertron in season 2, so that's where you get like Alita 1, who's in Transformers 1, and Moonracer, and a couple others from there. And also you get the amazing line read of the character Shockwave going, females, which people use a lot in the Transformer fandom because it's very funny. But yeah, like I can't say much about her as like she's just like she's the girl one. You know, like if you're gonna do Power Rangers, you're gonna do another one, and you're gonna put it's gonna be the Pink Ranger because she's the girl one, even though Power Rangers at least had two. Like it's like that's just kind of how the '80s were a lot.
Yeah, I thought that the gun motif that she had was interesting, and also the motorcycle. You could probably do something with that.
Yeah,
that's kind of my extent of a statement on her. I liked Alita in Transformers 1, and then I found out that these are not the same character, and I was very confused because they look the fucking same.
Yeah, like in the old G1 like cartoon, she was just kind of like I said, like the girl one and kind of like a motherly figure. In IDW, they made her first of all, they made her trans in a way that was problematic at first. Because the original writer Simon Furman, who wrote the Marvel UK back in the day, and I don't think he did this like maliciously at all. It's because he has this weird thing where he can't get in. He's like, why would there be a girl robot? That doesn't make sense to me. So he made.
Why would a robot have a gender?
Exactly. So he made it that like it was like an experiment from Shockwave or something in IDW, and it was against that character's will. So it was really weird. Later they retconned it and stuff, and that's the only continuity where she's been like that. Because mostly there's just female Transformers, just like how they have mouths and beards and stuff. It doesn't need to be explained, right?
Yeah.
They depending on the origin, they are shaped from the god Primus in the shape of what he knows is life. So he creates genders because there's genders in other planets. That's it. You don't need anything else, you know? That being said, like, in like, I think Transformers Animated, she's like, that's the thing about Arcee. She's a girl one, and in every iteration, her personality is different. Like, I can't like stick to like what I see as the core of that character, where, you know, like Optimus Prime, he's heroic. He struggles a little bit with the weight of what he has to do. He's altruistic to a fault. Like the reason.
And then there's
Megatron,
other characters like Starscream that are consistently.
Yeah. He's a sycophant. He's
an asshole.
He's dubious. Exactly. You know, Grimlock, the Dinobot. He's prideful. Even if he's stupid or not, he has a lot of pride. He's strong. He's determined. But he's arrogant. You know, Megatron is a complicated villain even when they put him as just a villain. But like Arcee, like even Alita 1, man, like Alita 1 in Transformers 1 is basically Alita 1, except for kind of she's also kind of just Prime's girlfriend a lot. But Arcee's Arcee, man. Like it's like depending on the iteration, she's just so different. I can't really tell you. And you can also, and that goes to her moveset too. She's probably going to be like a lighter weight character, faster. She's probably going to have good zoning tools, but she's not going to be like I couldn't tell you 1-to-1 what type of character she would be. You know,
she'd be a Transformer.
Yeah,
a robot in disguise.
All right. So I'm assuming that the next one is a Power Ranger character.
Yeah,
so,
you're gonna talk about it because fuck if I know, man.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
Ziggy. This is Ziggy, the Green Ranger from Power Rangers RPM. Now,
nice.
I was going to scream after that last discussion about Power Rangers, but I just like to say that the fans of the franchise are so sick and tired of everything being Mighty Morphin. And so I wanted, this was the only idea that I had for this that I wanted to do other than other Power Rangers. And I'm like, if I can put this on someone else's roster, I only have one request. One of them's gonna get in. It's gonna be Ziggy, the Green Ranger from Power Rangers RPM. Power Rangers RPM is easily the most acclaimed season of the show, the most fan favorite season of the show, and of all the characters in it, of all the Power Rangers in it, Ziggy is the fan favorite. He is so charming. He's a bumbling oaf. He is not skilled with his abilities or even at fighting. But he's always trying his best. He is such a delightful character. There's the washing machine. That's why I've been muted. So
You can't hear it.
I couldn't hear it.
the stream might be able to hear it. So, congratulations, everyone. The stream is not going to arbitrarily end early.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that there was like one specific character that you were going for from Power Rangers, I thought in my heart it was going to be the Quantum Ranger for obvious reasons.
That was one of the short list that I would have done.
Okay.
Quantum Ranger.
For those who are...
he's Dan Southworth. He's Virgil from Devil May Cry. He's great.
In the Power Rangers fighting game made by the devs who I won't name because I think they do crypto scams now.
Yeah, he says I need more quantum power.
They were forced to be crypto.
Okay.
Born to shit, forced to wipe.
Nobody can force you to wipe.
So I want to say something.
Yeah, what up?
My Power Rangers just to 2, and they're like the most vanilla choices. It's just because I wanted to have like a more mixed roster, and I feel like Power Rangers is a weird one for Hasbro because I don't associate them with Hasbro, even though they're a big IP. That being said, I was looking at some weird ones, and I was real close to putting in, and I don't think anyone's going to put this in, but I was real close to putting in Finster, the little goblin guy that Rita Repulsa used to make like little monsters. So I'm like, how fun it would be to have like this weird dude just making monsters.
Huff.
And then...
Yeah. Did you put the funny on your roster, or did they hit the cutting room floor?
I don't remember which one's the funny, but maybe
the one that's a generic enemy in one episode of the television show.
No, I had to cut them, but I do have an image if you want it. Yeah.
So I was this close to basically cursing out Huff because he did like all Mighty Morphin, and one of the Mighty Morphin was going to be the fucking brick wall enemy who appears for one episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because he's a brick wall.
Yep.
I've never seen Power Rangers.
Wow.
I've never seen any Power Rangers. I mean, I've seen a couple.
I've seen every series up to Beast Morphers. I haven't seen the most recent one. Unfortunately, I must say I unfortunately have seen every series because oh my god, most of the series during the Saban like revival period were fucking bad. Oh god.
Yeah, man. I also considered Bulk and Skull for a while, so let's see if anybody.
Bulk and Skull are awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask this, and somebody hopefully can answer.
Listen.
Is there a Power Ranger enemy that is like a fucking turkey that raps?
Probably. Almost certainly.
Listen, I was gonna say this. All right, so Ziggy, the Green Ranger from Power Rangers RPM. He's basically if you made Bulk or Skull a Ranger.
Hell yeah.
He's awesome.
Does he get the great music to go with it?
No.
Sad.
But he. So the last thing I want to say about Ziggy is that he has the power to teleport, but he's not very good at it. One time he activated his teleport power and ended up in a bank vault, and then was arrested for robbing a bank. And another time he used his teleport power and he teleported his suit only. Yeah. But yeah, all right, next character.
I posted it in the group chat. I found the turkey. His name is Turkey Jerk. I love him.
Turkey Jerk. Yeah, so this was going to be one of the characters that Huff included if he found out who they were.
Oh man, I love those early. It's because it's Super Sentai, right? It's like I love those early like ridiculous Power Ranger villains. They're some of my favorites, man. That is not real. Huff made this up. No, man, come on. Come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna quote a TV show before revealing the next one, and that quote is, "Hey, Duke, What have I told you makes a good terrorist organization? Brand recognition. That's right. Every time you go out into combat, you have to yell Cobra. Cobra!
Cobra!
Oh man, Rip Chris Latta, one of the greatest voice actors of the '80s. Yeah, man.
This is a semi-summoner that uses a lot of weapons that are Cobra tech, and also can summon out cool Cobra goons to
and he would definitely
squad activities against you.
He definitely had the hiss tank because that's like.
I'm gonna hold off on what I want to talk about for Cobra Commander because spoilers, he's also on mine.
Yeah.
Cobra!
Cobra!
Surprisingly, I have three GI Joe characters, and none of them are Cobra Commander.
I love the clip of Cobra Commander as Old Snake doing the Cobra yell, and then immediately cutting to him like wheeze coughing. Yeah,
so Transformers and G.I. Joe have always kind of soft existed in the same universe. Within the original Marvel Comics run, they did coexist.
But I still think it's weird, by the way.
It is weird, and there's actually a third Hasbro IP that's crossed over several times that I have a character on here on my roster when we get here, and I'm going to talk about that.
I was going to do that too. I wanted to do Void Rival.
Yeah. Void Rival. And you know what? I considered using some of the characters specifically from Void Rivals. Spoiler, I didn't, just because I wanted to keep this a little more focused. But it is a little weird because they don't like necessarily fit in the world, but they also kind of do. But yeah, that was real funny how they would like soft reference each other. Like, yeah, that was like a season 3 episode of Transformers where they're dealing with like an old washed up terrorist that is clearly just like Cobra Commander, like in a trench coat.
All right.
The reason live action Transformers film didn't hint at G.I. Joe, somebody gave a fucking dumbass business card that said G.I. Joe.
Which is just so funny because, like,
there's a secret organization in the world.
What kind of secret organization has business cards?
Doesn't I swear to God, S.H.I.E.L.D. had business cards in the movie.
Oh, they probably did. Wait, was S.H.I.E.L.D. supposed to be secret?
I mean, espionage
doesn't matter.
Espionage is definitely in their name. So
yeah. Either way, next up, this is the character that I'm surprised we are going to be talking about quite a bit. I'm going to let Spazzy.
Is it Drizzt?
It's Drizzt.
It has to be Drizzt. Yeah. So sorry.
Drizzt is so cool.
I'm eating. I didn't know I'd be talking again so soon, so I took a bite of a protein bar.
But we can skip Drizzt and talk about it when we get to it on yours instead.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, real quick, he is a huge character in D&D since like the 80s. He's still big. If you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, whatever, like you can make somebody that's basically him. He's like a ranger hunter. Dexterous has dual scimitars. He's a drow, which is like a dark elf. But the dark elves are so evil, but he's so inherently good, and he struggles with it. So yeah, there you go.
He's a very, very interesting character, and probably my favorite from the D&D area that isn't
Elminster.
God, what's his name? No, he's from Baldur's Gate 3. The guy with Boo.
Is this not Asterion?
No, the guy with the baby hamster.
I need to play Baldur's Gate 3.
I don't know.
I'm a fake fan. Also Karlach, who is mommy.
What?
And we're going back to the glue factory. Somebody talk about this.
Is it Rainbow Dash?
Rainbow
Dash.
Yeah.
Stop calling it the glue factory.
That's where they belong.
That's so good. Oh, Pinkie Pie. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Pinkie Pie. All right.
Pinkie Pie is the comedic relief character. She's the fun one. So basically, not only is she always looking to throw parties, but she is the wackiest character in the sense of that she will break the logic of the show to either reference the fourth wall or to do insanely slapstick stuff that no other character can. She can also I guess be
very aggressive as well. Because if she, with her name being Pinkie Pie, if you commit to a pinky promise but then backstab it, she'll then like get very aggressive and then will try to beat you up. Okay. Oh, and she makes cakes and stuff.
Okay, I guess
yeah,
we're going now.
I'm sorry, I really have nothing to add about the horses. Yeah. They're here for legal obligation.
There is Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron, he's our token grappler because usually, from what I'm aware of, usually he's more of a up-close personal fighter that can also do zoning because he can turn into a funny tank, or, even funnier, turn himself into a really tiny gun for someone else to operate, which is hilarious.
In Dream Mix Mega TV, the GameCube game, I played it with Dan before. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but Solid Snake's in there, Bomberman's in there. Not Barbie is in there.
Higgins.
Yeah, it's a wild like Smash clone on the GameCube. If you ever want to check it out, Megatron does turn into a giant gun and then can aim and shoot people.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it.
It is. Megatron is. I'm not going to give big like Transformers history on everything, but I was saying that Optimus Prime is from Diaclone. Megatron, I think, is from a line called Microchange. So what happened is Hasbro was all like, kids love robots. Let's go see what they have at this Japan Expo, and they bought the rights to different toy lines, and they merged them. The Microchange is where you get like Megatron and Soundwave, like the ones that turn into like small like stuff, right? Megatron, like you have to have him in because if you have Optimus in, you have to have Megatron in. They're usually, ever since the Bay films, which I'm not a huge fan of those films, but anyways, portrayed as having kind of like a linked history as we were brothers, which is funny because in the Bay films it's a throwaway line, like everything is in those films. But yeah, he's usually a character. You say you can use him as a grappler. I think the most enduring backstories for him is that he was usually a laborer, a lot of times a miner, like in Transformers 1, and then he used underground gladiatorial combat to gain notoriety and to stage an uprising against the proletariat because it was awful, but he used that and then he installed his own tyranny as happens. A lot of the subtext written into Transformers comes from the fact that it was written in the 80s during the Cold War. So these funny toys sold, designed just to sell to children, have some baked in political commentary to them. But yeah, so he should be strong. He should be a tank, like maybe literally a tank, maybe literally a gun. But he's a big grappling type character. But he also is somebody that can zone well because he's got a fusion cannon. He's got one of the more powerful attacks. So he'd be a dangerous character that I think would be balanced out very much by being slow. It's because if you have somebody that is half grappler, half zoner, that's dangerous. So it's definitely going to be made up for the fact that he is not going to be the most nimble fighter, in my opinion.
And next, I assume you can guess the series. So, hey, Slink, this is how we get Turkey Jerk in the Brickster on the roster.
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
I was close. I was close to doing Rita. Rita's a fun character, man. Like, it's cool to have like a witch, but she's just like the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is like cheap localization, so it's so freaking silly, and they're all a little silly. It's inherent in it, anyways. But man, yeah, she's great. I love when they bring her back. I like when they brought her in with Lord Zedd to make them like an old bickering married couple, which was fantastic. I love whenever they bring her back for anything. So
I can't remember if this is 100% correct, but the actress who played her also appeared in a later Sentai series as a different character. So when they took the time, when they came around to localizing that, it was Power Rangers Mystic Force as Power Rangers Mystic Force. They made it so that that was actually Rita and she was good now. I don't remember if
I don't remember that at all. What the
if
hell?
that was if that I think that's what happened.
That's insane if that happened. Oh my gosh.
I've only seen the first like 5 iterations of Power Rangers. There's been so many. So, yeah, I know.
G1 Quiznos in chat says it's Maho Sentai Magi Ranger.
Yeah, that would be what was adapted. That's what they did in the adaptation, right? I'm not like tripping here. I remember that, right? We can wait for the confirmation on that, but anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I opened up the group chat again and saw Turkey Jerk and got mesmerized. What?
Rita is very funny.
Yeah.
She could be a split between a witch and a summoner who can summon some of the like general enemies from the I was gonna say Transformers, that's wrong. Power Ranger series, such as, you know, everybody's favorite, the Rappin' Pumpkin, the Turkey Jerk, my beloved, and the Brick
That's
Wall.
right. That's right. She was made good again at the end of Space, as I believe that is also what happened to Zedd? Question mark. But yeah, they brought her back and retconned her as the character that was in Mystic Force. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, Rita is like one of those characters that people just know from Power Rangers. She's literally the first thing you see if you turn on the show. So it's kind of like a no-brainer to put her here.
Yeah, like she's great choice.
Okay.
I forgot how long these take.
What?
Yeah, like I said, the first one is always the longest one because we have to go over.
Stretch.
Yeah, so here we have, you know, I know Hasbro more so as a toy manufacturer opposed to like series, and you know, gotta include some fucking random toys. So here's everybody's favorite character, Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
He's funny. He would fight kind of like a Mr. Fantastic, if you could envision that, or Plastic Man, or Dhalsim. Yeah, where he just stretches his limbs out for massive disjoints as a semi-zoner. Because he's a combination of like a wrestler and stretchy guy. It's really funny.
He's a bodybuilder who is pure elastic, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do what you want with the moveset wise. I mean, like stretchy guy. He's stretchy guy.
Yeah, you could have him turn into a spring or a turkey.
Fun fact: I believe it's the most recent incarnation of Stretch Armstrong. Is a dead ringer for Luke Sullivan from Street Fighter 6. Like, this is not a joke. It is just Luke Sullivan.
I like how you always refer to him with his full government name.
Of course, it's Luke Sullivan. But like everybody, you can look it up right now. It's just Luke Sullivan. There's no nuance to it. It's just him. That's all I have to add to the conversation for Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, because Stretch Armstrong will return in Avengers Doomsday. And next up, we have another D&D character, iconic character Vecna. Probably the most well-known D&D character due to combination of Stranger Things and Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, his famously his weakness is if you are closeted. He's no problem with people that are queer, but if you're closeted, it's a problem. So that's what I got out of watching Stranger Things. I don't know. Actually, I do think that was a cogent point for that show and a poor joke, so I apologize. Vecna's all right, man.
Yeah.
So the characters in Stranger Things are just named after the D&D characters. They're not actually them.
Yeah, Vecna.
Just making that clear for everyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, this is not a D. Yeah, Vecna is like Vecna. Vecna isn't. Is Vecna the original Lich? I'm trying to remember.
I believe so.
Yeah.
No. He was the first one implied to exist, but he was in a different dimension at the time, so we were introduced to a different one first.
Yeah, but because jeez, man, like D&D lore is like
it's complicated. There's a lot of it.
It's
dense.
It's a headache, but he is because he eventually ascended to godhood. He was literally a demigod and then a god. He's super powerful. He's a super powerful wizard, a necromancer. He can so anything that you think that those type of characters can do, he can do. He can instantly kill people. He can raise the dead. He is very difficult to kill, if not impossible. Like most liches, they reconstitute themselves unless you can find their phylactery.
Their what?
So like in that book series about the British kid written by the woman who we won't talk about, how there's these things called Horcruxes.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
it's literally that. She just called it something different. So
yeah, that series is very good at stealing other people's ideas.
Yeah, and I whatever. I'm not going to talk about her right now.
Just to move on, because I guarantee we're going to speak on Vecna again. The next character, our final trip to the glue factory.
Is this one?
This is the one that I actually know something about. He's funny. That's what I know about him. I know that he's funny.
Yeah, it's funny because like I said, I've never watched. I'm not, I guess, as against My Little Pony as you are.
I just don't care.
Well, yeah, I'm not that into it, but I've seen enough. It's funny because I've seen enough clips that I sort of get who these characters are. So I've seen him, but I would not have known his name is Discord until I saw it right now. You're up, Phantom. This is your bread and butter.
This is your guy.
Discord is, I think, the second antagonist, and he's also the most recurring. So like usually within the series, there is like an antagonist that is made to be like the big bad just of like the first two premiere episodes of a season or of the last the season finale. And Discord, I don't recall at what point in the series he came in. I think it might have been season 2. But then after that, he has repeatedly come back over and over, essentially, as you know, a character that is, as his name implies, spreads discord. But he also, actually kind of similar to Pinkie Pie, does it in a very comedic way. Kind of if you took Loki and basically made him much more of a Looney Tunes type character.
You know, Bill Cipher, he's Bill Cipher.
I was about to say that. I was about to say you're just describing Bill Cipher. Cool.
You're kind of like that. It's pretty much, But like Bill Cipher, I guess, is more violent. Discord is not that violent. He could be. He's more mischievous than violent. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? I get it. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the character vibes with me personally.
Oh,
I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like those types of characters, honestly.
Yeah. Lying? Isn't that your Discord profile picture right now?
What? No. My Discord profile picture is Bill.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
the
Bill
character
that we're talking about.
Adventure.
Yeah, for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I'm a huge.
Okay. Yeah. All
I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan.
Get your next character out already.
I really don't have anything to introduce this fucker aside from, hey, he's a fucking robot T-Rex. I think that's enough.
Is it Grimlock?
Yeah, it's Grimlock.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy somebody put Grimlock on because Grimlock is like probably my favorite for two reasons. So go watch that '86 movie, man. So nobody is gonna be able to see this except for you guys, but so this is my Studio Series 86 mold G2 Grimlock. He's pretty sweet.
The dog walk by.
Yeah, he's back there. Still got his leash on. Grimlock is so. Here's the interesting thing about Transformers.
Hold on. Hold that up one more time. I'll take a screenshot for the chat.
For the chat, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Full reference, the final slot for Transformers for me was going to be either Grimlock Optimus Primal, who I decided not to do because I found out that he doesn't work the way I thought he did. And I quote, Wheelie, because he is the leg-humping robot from the movie.
So, with Transformers, right? Most of the appearances, because especially when Hasbro decided to kind of like create a Bible at some point to be like, listen, if you're going to create a character called Jazz, he's got to have these specific things about him, you know, like don't just like reuse a name to reuse a name, because they've done that a lot in the past. But most of them are either really informed by their 80s cartoon appearance or their 80s Marvel comic initial appearance and personality. And Grimlock is kind of, they've been struggling with every iteration to find a balance between that, because in the original show, he was kind of like this, he evolved into kind of this goofy comic relief, and he started as just kind of this, you know, almost like Incredible Hulk, like mad, like powerhouse, like nuclear option for the Autobots. That's what the Dinobots were. It's like they're difficult to control, but if we need them, we're going to put them out there. But they were dumb, and eventually, like by the time of the movie, it was a joke character. In the comic, he was almost like he was not quite like a Starscream, but he was somebody that was Megatron came up in the gladiatorial pits, so did Grimlock. And Grimlock is somebody that believes that he has the strength to make these decisions, and that Optimus Prime doesn't. Optimus Prime is kind of weak, and if the Autobots really want to take it to the Decepticons, they need to stop always trying to take the higher road. So he's somebody that has in the past tried to wrestle away leadership or step into a leadership position because of that. And in general, dinosaurs are cool, and robot dinosaurs are cool. Robots are cool, so like people like him, but he's a super cool character. I like Grimlock a lot, obviously, as I have a toy that I spent too much money
on. The next character is the only Power Ranger I actually knew the name of before going on a tirade, because he's funny.
Yeah,
that's right.
I limited
Furbus.
What?
I remember that
so
thing.
this is Furbus from the Heinzman Masked Rider. They're not owned by Hasbro.
I want to beat the shit out of Furbus. I would rip his head off. I hate Furbus.
Yeah,
so
okay,
fucking...
buddy. Okay, buddy.
I was about to say, I didn't think that was a Power Ranger thing. I was trying to remember.
Yeah, you got gaslit. Yeah, here's Zedd.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's funny.
He had the coolest toy. Not him, but the Giant Black Dragon.
Noteworthy is that Lord Zedd is the very first Power Rangers original character who is like not just like a person.
Not like Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, so Lord Zedd was a original villain made specifically for Power Rangers, and he's quite iconic. So much so that they brought him back after he was cured from being evil.
It happens.
Didn't they, in some of the continuities, isn't he related to Zordon? Because I don't really remember with all of the expanded stuff.
I don't know anything about the expanded universe, actually, other than that one stint that they were trying to push evil Tommy like really hard, and it was, I didn't like that.
All right, cool.
All right, and continuing on with more toys, because I see them as a toy company. That's right. Everybody's favorite IP, Play-Doh.
Oh, man.
Play-Doh.
Oh, okay. So it is a sentient one. Got it.
It's Dodo.
Just curious.
I did not realize that they had a mascot named Dodo, or a sentient. It has to be a mascot to sell it. But that's interesting, because it's sort of what, like, when you have Stretch and Dodo on your roster, there is some overlap, because technically Stretch can change into things, and technically Dodo can stretch, right?
Yeah, I see Stretch as more so like a stretchy guy with a more traditional brawler moveset, and I see Dodo more so as a build like weird creations out of the dough inside of the can. So like he will spit the dough out to create shit, and then it will come back. So kind of like Arakune.
Yeah.
Was not expecting you to mention Arakune. Oh my god.
All right, let's go back to the world of...
That was crazy.
Let's go back to the world of D&D or perhaps Magic the Gathering. I don't know where we're going with this.
For transparency, I was going to do a Magic character, but I couldn't find one that I could come up with a more of a set that isn't just make the entire thing up. So I stuck to D&D.
I'm not a huge Magic guy, but like anybody that's a planeswalker would work. Like, just I know that enough about that. But anyways, let's keep it rolling.
Magic the Gathering works. It's just I couldn't think of one, so I decided to go with the Illithid because I think the Illithids are cool as shit. And this guy is the best Illithid to ever exist. I believe his name is pronounced Gothrod, and he is a seafaring fourth-dimensional pirate seeking bounty and to destroy all the other Illithids around him. And he also, if you want to click the next image, he also has a pet hamster. But not just any hamster, the miniature giant space hamster. I needed him on the roster the moment I found out about the miniature giant space hamster.
He's very Davy Jones coded.
Okay, so watch this, Huff, okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's gonna go away for a moment. I'm very sorry about what you're about to witness. Oh wait, is he already on the icon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't notice.
I was
gonna make sure he got put on there.
I fucking dude, the fact that there's a fucking miniature giant space hamster is so awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the Gothrod. And this one I'm just gonna speak lightly on because she's gonna be coming back. This is Jem from Jem and the Holograms. I'm gonna let somebody else who is more acquainted with them speak on it when we get to their roster. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
That's me. Yep. Something from the 80s. That's me.
Hello, I'm from the 80s.
The final row is everything that is Hasbro, which of course means terrible, shitty board games nobody wants to play in capitalism. That's right. It's my goat, Alfred Pennybags.
Oh man,
it's Mr. Monopoly. He's here to fuck your wife. Send you directly to jail for not paying him.
All right, anyway.
But here's the thing. I feel like he would have, like, you could do some cool stuff with Mr. Monopoly, right?
Oh, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he could, like, literally extract coins from people as he fights, and it would be like a debuff on you, but he would be able, if he collects enough, to upgrade certain abilities or to set traps or railroads. Like, I also have him on my roster, and I think he'd be fun as hell. Hey, look, Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head. He's a potato. He can change his body on a whim and throw his body parts at you, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the first character I chose, by the way. This is Murph. This is the mascot for Nerf, in which it is just a giant ball of sentient Nerf darts in human form, and he has the ability to summon out Super Soakers and Nerf guns at whim. So he can pull out like the cannons and dual Uzi Nerf guns. He's awesome. This was the only reason I wanted to do a roster, by the way. Murph specifically. I need people to be aware of Murph, because it's Murph or nothing.
Yeah, and I think Murph is cool because he can literally form these guns and stuff from his body.
Yep.
So, like, there's so many options.
Unlimited ammo.
Yep.
Infinite ammo.
He is the ammo.
All right, and continuing on with board games, we got Mr. Body.
Yeah.
This is the victim from Clue.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have gone with Mr. Body. In fact, maybe I haven't gone with Mr. Body. We'll have to find out. Because Mr. Body's already dead. He has no agency. You need somebody that's gonna do something in the library with a candlestick.
Yeah, but he's alive now. He's been resurrected. He's a zombie.
Okay. Is that a canon thing, or is that something you made up? Either way, I'm cool. Okay.
I was gonna do Colonel Mustard.
But actually, Huff, what if he was piloted by all of the other Clue characters, Weekend at Bernie's stuff?
Yes. Never mind, that's a better canon. New canon discovered. And you might be wondering why Mr. Body, because I was going to do Colonel Mustard, because Colonel Mustard is awesome. His name is Colonel Mustard. But I needed an entire row of people with MR in their name. And that's right. Mr. Mint. He's an axe-wielding maniac from Candyland.
Wow, you know what I realized, man? You have 4 Transformers characters, and you don't have Starscream or Bumblebee.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that, too.
That is bold, my friend. I mean, I like it, but...
I did consider doing Badassatron.
Mr. Mint is no Lord Licorice, but... I mean, it's fine.
I was going to do Lord Licorice. I opted for Mr. Mint because, A, he has a not a lollipop, is it a
peppermint?
Lollipop? He has a peppermint axe, which is just hilarious. He appears in more games. He had an easier render I could find at higher quality, so he made a better slot. And also, I could make the bit of an entire row of misters.
Yeah. I get it. Sweet. All right, that's a quality roster.
That's a good
that is
roster.
Not as silly as it could have been, man.
Look, all I'm saying is Furbus could come back.
It's true.
Furbus will return in Avengers Secret Wars.
I just realized, Slake, you don't have my roster.
Did you not send it?
I did. I sent it. I was the first person. I sent it in here.
When did you send it?
I sent it at at 3 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah, they sent it
yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. It's me. I'm the problem. It's my fault.
All right.
I just forwarded it.
Okay.
So is Phantom
briefly,
the next up? Or
Phantom is not the next up, but I have to briefly turn off my monitor so that I can download this and put it in the Photoshop.
Okay, so while this is happening, let's take questions from the chat.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyone want to talk about Huff's various choices?
Hey, Ivan Ooze might come back now that Disney's involved. Oh, does Disney own Ivan Ooze?
Oh wait, no, that's
that's
TMNT. Never mind.
So Furbus is the next step.
I wanted to
frightens
do
me.
it for Power Rangers.
If this had been, it's funny because if this had been just a 30 character roster, I think my approach would have been different. But 25, or if it had been like a 20 character roster, but 25 is like this weird point for me where I'm like, I don't want to take too many swings, but there's definitely something I can do. And now Disney owns Fox. Don't worry, Disney will own this soon enough. Soon enough.
Yeah.
Just wait. Okay, next up is going to be APC.
Heck yeah.
Actually, I did see somebody bring something up. I'm going to bring this up now so it gets brought up. I did consider doing a joke character for D&D that was just a dungeon master in which his entire moveset is based around throwing stuff at you. Like the dice.
So somebody did ask who would be the master hand. A dungeon master would be very fun. Just
it would be the dungeon master
behind a screen, throwing dice and moving things on the board and stuff.
That'd be very cool. I'm just imagining
Or you know what it could be. I have a better idea. Because they own Parker Brothers, it could just be the Game Master, so they could change the game. Like all of a sudden you're playing D&D or Monopoly or Magic the Gathering or Battleship. So they would change the
layout of the stage changes below you and rises up like Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now you've got a whole different thing of hazards to deal with. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, and now I'm kind of upset this game isn't real.
Okay. I believe we can just turn on the first one. Yeah, Optimus Prime. So real quick before I get too far into it, I wrote down a note because as I approached this roster, I wanted to focus on movesets because I felt like that's how this would go, is that you need to design. It's a combination of both designing movesets and also me not knowing anything of like, okay, when I think this IP, who are the most valuable characters to include? So honestly, we could probably do the first 2 or 3 just out of the way because I feel like they're pretty easy. Yeah, Optimus Prime, Twilight
You can do the first 4 because they're repeats.
Yeah, Red Ranger, and Snake Eyes. We've gone over all of them. Optimus can turn into a truck and has a rifle. Twilight Sparkle has a magic book. There's actually a pretty good
jar.
She's got a really good Rivals of Aether workshop mod. I know this because my friends ran a Rivals tournament and she made it all the way to quarterfinals. So, Red Ranger and Snake Eyes. For Red Ranger, I was thinking kind of... He's got the sword. He's got the blaster. I was thinking something kind of similar to Jin from MVC1, where he has the Blodia that he just like punches forward, but instead of it being a punch from a mech, it's the Dinozord stepping in.
That would be so cool, yeah.
Makes sense.
As for who is beneath the Red Ranger outfit, if you want to say it's Jason, good for you. I'm going to say for the moment that it is Rocky because I don't think Jason is coming back at any point due to the various things going on with Hector. So if you want to say it's Rocky from the second season, I think?
It's they're never using Jason ever again. It's Rocky. The Red Ranger, it's Rocky.
Yeah, the only... Well, see, here's the weird thing about Power Rangers is that that first string of continuity is still going on, but they're also... I know they're going to try to reboot it, probably just like how they did with that last movie, and reuse names and character archetypes.
Aiden, your feed is kind of cutting out a lot. I hear like it's clipping a bit.
Yeah, it should be better now. My computer just decided to do a funny, so I should be back now.
Okay.
All right. So these 4 are pretty self-explanatory. Let's go on to number 5. Vecna. Okay, another repeat.
Oh, that was also a repeat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the Lich King from D&D. He was in Dead by Daylight. Like, these were
and
the
Fortnite.
And was he in Fortnite?
Well, I sent you the Stranger Things one yesterday.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I feel like these 5 are pretty self-explanatory. We've kind of gone over them before. So we will move on to the next one. Bumblebee. I have the G1 design here. That's what I defaulted to G1 for all my Transformers picks, which in retrospect I probably should have done at least one character not from G1. But if you want, this could be something closer to the 2018 Bumblebee film. Was it 2018? Snazzy, what year did Bumblebee come out? The movie?
That is a good question. It sounds like a 2019 movie. 2018. Okay. Good. 2018.
Oh, I was right. Dang. I don't even know Transformers. But he's the other most iconic Transformer. I kind of felt by default I had to include him. And he's one that I don't have a very strong moveset identity for, but I just felt like he needed to be here. Next one. I also went with Pinkie Pie. I think she has a confetti cannon, if I'm correct.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's a special. And this is something that I came up with while we were discussing her before. Recently, Fraymakers dropped the imposter from Among Us, and he has one of the funniest counters possible, which is if you hit him during the counter, whatever move you hit him with, the next time you use it, it puts you into stun. So Pinkie Pie has a Pinkie Promise counter down special that if you use that move again, you break her promise.
Wow.
And you open yourself
That's so
up.
cute.
But otherwise, she's kind of silly goofball character. She's canonically married to Weird Al Yankovic.
Mhm.
I don't know where else I could fit that in, but you have to
Now
live
we
with
know.
that knowledge. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next Power Rangers character.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my fucking mouse cursor. There it is.
Load, damn you.
It's Tommy, the Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. To my knowledge,
There we go.
this is the most popular Power Ranger character by far. The Slink may kill me for saying that. I don't know.
No, that's true.
No, it's just
The-
factually true.
the-
He's also the
Full
most
stop.
recurring.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the flute dagger. That I know as someone who has no experience with Power Rangers. But when I was...
Is he-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. How often is he portrayed as the White Ranger in media compared to Green?
I feel like-
It really depends. He's been a few
Like both
colors.
different Rangers, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really funny segue, because one of the reasons that I chose him was that he could have multiple costumes of different colors because he just appears so much.
He's the
that's
Green
something-
Ranger. He then becomes the White Ranger. He then becomes the Red Ranger.
Red Ranger.
And eventually he becomes the Black Ranger.
There is
Yeah.
also the evil AU version of him, Lord Drakon, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
That I toyed with giving him an alternate costume of that, but I don't know how well that works. My only experience with Power Rangers really is maybe an hour or two put into Battle for the Grid.
Didn't he get a morpher that lets him change between the different powers that he has? Because that would be a really cool
Yes.
way to showcase
Okay.
several Rangers, because he would literally have different movesets based off of whatever morpher he used. Like he could literally for his down special do something completely different, or he could even completely change. I think having 4 to 5 unique movesets is crazy. So maybe not that.
That's a really cool idea that just so happened to only now just be written in my moveset description for him.
But yeah, he has the Master Morpher. The mobile game gave him a moveset based on it. I didn't know about that. It lets him be any of the 5 Rangers he's been. He's been red twice. But yeah.
Okay.
The last one was black, yeah.
Yeah. We'll do the next one. Roadblock. Okay. I wanted one G.I. Joe character that was just like they play like what you expect a G.I. Joe to feel like. With plenty of guns, plenty of maybe a knife stab here and there. But I went through a lot of options. At one point, this was Duke. Scarlet was on the roster for a very long time. She did not make it, but if I chose another G.I. Joe character, she would be number 4. But I eventually chose Roadblock just for... He provides more variety to the roster. And also, I just feel like he's a more interesting character.
And the thing about Roadblock that I'm going to say, because I had... spoilers, I have him on my roster as well. And I did have him. I'm like, I don't want to put Flint or Duke because they're so like Duke is the most, in a lot of ways, he's the platonic ideal of G.I. Joe. He's the closest to that original figure, but he's also boring. He's like,
Yeah.
And Roadblock is really the heavy weapons guy. Like he's the guy that's not just gonna have a rifle and like a pistol. He's gonna have like all the
All of it.
explosives. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
which
think he's
is-
a. Yeah,
That's the moveset that I imagined in my head when I was like, I want a G.I. Joe that isn't a ninja or a villain. And that just fits. He fits it perfectly, which was kind of a nice segue into moving Scarlet out, because I did not have a very strong moveset for her aside from she has a crossbow and she has martial arts, which still has potential, but that's not what I wanted from a base G.I. Joe character. Okay, I think we'll move on to the next one. I also have Drizzt.
you gotta have him.
I don't have much to say about him. I'm not super experienced with D&D, but without spoiling too much, there's three major realms, I guess, of D&D. There's Greyhawk, which Drizzt comes from. No, Vecna comes from Greyhawk. The Forgotten Realms, which is Drizzt, and I believe Baldur's Gate falls into that too.
Baldur's Gate does. It's and that's also where Elminster is from, whom was on the previous roster. So.
And then I want to say it's Neverloft is the third one, which we'll get to. Otherwise, I may be misremembering the name. But yeah, we'll move on to Megatron. So we've talked about Megatron before. He's the big bad of Transformers. He can turn into a gun. I don't know if I mentioned it on the stream or if it was just before, but I limited myself to only 3 characters per IP. Because I wanted to get more interesting picks on there without over-representing these 5 core IPs that I believe are what make up Hasbro. There's a little stretch there that I'll talk about a little bit later. But Megatron I just felt was mandatory. If there was a 4th character, it would be Starscream, which I was told I needed to have Starscream on there, but he just did not make it, sadly. I will go on to my final My Little Pony character, which is Rainbow Dash. She's the Rushdown. She's Sonic. She's just, that's how she plays. Do you have anything more to say about her compared to the others, Phantom?
This roster just got about 20% cooler with her inclusion.
Hell yeah.
She is, of course, her whole thing is like about being fast. So within the story of My Little Pony, she really wants to join this team of flyers called the Wonderbolts or Wondercolts. Whatever they're called, because they get to fly freely, and I think they also race and stuff like that. But currently, as she just is on her own, she helps with maintaining the weather in Ponyville, because she stomps out the rain from clouds and stuff like that.
Wow, I'm looking at your roster, man, and and I know this is going to change in the second half for sure, but so far there are only 2 characters that you have that I don't have on my roster. So I think we're going to have a lot of overlap.
I have some. We'll see how it goes for the second half. That's entirely unrelated to these 5 IPs.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I know it's going to change, but right now it's just funny looking at it. It's like I don't have to explain these now.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to say about Rainbow Dash. Again, I'm not too familiar with My Little Pony. I feel like it's something that I'm kind of in denial of. I'm not going to watch it because there's a chance I might be into it, and that's scarier than having to acknowledge it.
I'll watch it with you.
I'm good.
Coward.
I may be a coward. But
and
there's no and.
I have nothing against it. I would watch it. I just have a million other things in my life that take priority. That's how I feel about My Little Pony.
If there was another, I've had another pony character considered. It would either be Discord or another of the main 6. I was considering either Applejack or Rarity. Those were the ones that. What?
I said, let's go.
Applejack just feels like she'd be more interesting moveset wise, but Rarity could do the rich white girl kick. All the fights. and do the fucking laugh. So I was like, those are tied, but Discord's more my type of character. So that's probably who I'd go for. Plus, I just love having villains on the roster.
Gotcha.
Let's move on to number 3 for Power Rangers.
I'm curious to see if this is going to be a repeat or not. Oh,
Pink
no.
Ranger.
Nice. That's a good choice.
So this is specifically Jen Scott's, I believe is the name, from Power Rangers Time Force. She is the leader of the Time Force because the other one died and then got better. She has dual daggers and a pistol. And she also has very limited time travel abilities, which to me... Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just looking at the chat and someone saying put a bunch of stuff and they said Beyblade. I'm like, does Hasbro own Beyblade? Did I know they owned Beyblade?
So I'll take a quick aside. Beyblade was on here, but I was made aware that Hasbro does not own it fully. They license it still.
Exactly. That's why it was the same with me. I thought of them and then I was like, I thought that they weren't actually owned. It was a situation like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Volt, which was one of the protagonists, was on here for a very long time before I had to sub him out because I did not want to do anybody that had any kind of gray area of ownership.
But but Stoops is saying something. I know that, but Takara is different with Transformers because the Transformers, like the character names and everything, came up from Hasbro. So there's been joint ownership of that since the 80s in a very specific way. It's not licensed. It is literally owned by both. Like, they can't do even Takara has some limitations, especially outside of the country with that IP. It's like a very specific scenario. But whatever. We'll say Beyblade is our DLC.
Yeah, Beyblade was one of the ones that I was like, if it was DLC, that'd be like one of the first ones. And
I'll look into it. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm a little wrong on how it is. But not on Hasbro owning Transformers because I know they do have the copyright on that one. It's just like a really weird circumstance.
Yeah.
But like for instance, like Jetfire was based off of a Bandai Namco toy. So like they don't own that toy, but they own the character of Jetfire. So it's weird stuff with that. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just saw that chat and
you're all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she has very limited time travel powers, which she uses in Battle for the Grid. So I was like, that seems cool to me to make her just have like ability to warp around the stage to move back to where she was before. If there was a 4th Power Rangers character, it'd be Rita. Rita almost made it multiple times. I did have Kimberly, the original pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, on here at one point due to the bow and arrow. But Slink did send me a pipe bomb, so I did change it to a different...
I'm not a huge Power Rangers guy. I'm not going to dive into it like I do with Transformers or even G.I. Joe. But with my like limited but okay, I guess, Power Ranger knowledge, I think that's a much better choice than Kimberly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to expand on the pipe bomb there.
Slink did not actually send me a pipe bomb.
I did not send a pipe bomb. I was talking. Aiden came to me to ask about Power Rangers because that's my special interest. And I gave him like a short list of seasons that are very liked by fans. And then he came back to me after having chosen the pink Time Force Ranger, and I was like, hell yeah, go for it.
But yeah, I did consider doing the Super Mega Force Yellow Ranger, but Slink shot that down of like, people do not like Super Mega Force. Go with Time Force.
Yeah.
Go with your gut.
Listen. There's only one other series that's a contender for like bottom 1 Power Ranger series in terms of fans, and that's literally the series right after Mega Force.
Super Mega Force.
I wanted to stop that. It's Mega Force and Ninja Steel. Those are the most hated seasons in the show. Operation Overdrive is very disliked, but I've seen people mellow out about that series since Megaforce and Ninja Steel hits, so I don't know.
But yeah, in the end, I'm kind of happy with having 3 Rangers. I would have loved a villain on there, but I wanted variety in the types of Rangers, the show, the color, obviously. I guess we'll move on to my last G.I. Joe character, which is, of course, Cobra Commander. I held my tongue a bit when we were talking about him before. So the way as I was reading more about Cobra Commander, it was, oh, he's got a sword. Oh, he's got a laser pistol. He's got explosives. He's just an evil fascist from an evil snake-themed company. I'm like, oh shit, this is just Baron Zemo from Avengers, or from Marvel. And that's, it's all it took.
Once again, Cobra is Hydra. Like, literally, that was the sales pitch for it. Cobra Commander's so fun, man. He's so, depending on the version, such a ridiculous, stupid, fun character.
So, let me grab my notes for him, because I actually did have... Yeah, so I wrote... Pistol, sword, and explosives, order missile strikes on the stage sometimes. Maybe it's like Doom from MVC3. His super is that he calls upon legions and legions of Cobra goons while riding his tank and yells, "Cobra!" as he runs you over. And that's all you really need. Like, he's cool.
I agree.
My final D&D character. We'll move on to that. Strahd. Okay. So this is another villain.
Yep, heavily considered by mine. He's from the Ravenloft setting.
Ravenloft. I said Neverloft. I was thinking of Neversoft, the video game developer. But he's... The best way I can put it, the best way I can describe Strahd to somebody who has no experience with it, like myself, is they literally traced the image of Dracula on the cover of Castlevania 3 for the NES.
2, Simon's Quest.
Oh, from Simon's Quest. Okay, I was told 3. Okay, Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2. The Dracula on that cover is traced of Strahd from Dungeons and Dragons. He is the most Dracula you can imagine, until they revamped him a bit.
Okay, I'm going to put the Simon's Quest art in the chat as well as the Strahd, just so if people can see.
Oh my god, it's literally the same. So, this is just, he's Dracula in a platform fighter. He bites you, he turns into bats, he turns into a wolf. It's your Dracula. And... you know, sometimes you don't need more than that. Sometimes you just want to play as Count Dracula.
Yeah, he's like your typical aristocratic vampire, but like very heavily Dracula coded. So, and he is also a wizard. Thank you.
Yes. If I had a 4th D&D character, I was torn between Elminster, just so that I could have a Gandalf-type character who yells magic missile everywhere. And then I also considered doing a Beholder for a bit, just because that's like the D&D enemy. But it felt a bit like... doing Piranha Plant in Melee.
Yeah, it would be. Can you put that image on screen? I think everybody needs to see it when I just posted in chat.
That's crazy.
But solid choice.
The full image or the
comparison, probably.
The comparison, yeah, because I found the comparison. That's easy, fast.
Where's the comparison? Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do it. So this is blatant. Genuinely, what the hell?
Yeah, Konami in the 80s, like all of their artwork was like trace overs when you go back and look at it.
Yeah, I remember the Metal Gear cover.
So I say we should let Strahd, have a wine glass and throw it down and say, "What is a man?" But
so
okay.
Juby sisters, if that's how your name is pronounced, said something about the Inhumanoids, and I don't know if anyone else was going to have them on my roster, but they came down. I was going to have a character from Inhumanoids, and it came down to that and another character, which Huff ended up having on his roster anyways, but almost. I didn't, but it was heavy consideration.
All right. Let me see the rest of these. Okay. So the rest of my roster is mostly one-offs of different Hasbro properties, but I wanted to get as big of a variety as possible. So first one is Jem from Jem and the Holograms. My notes for her, if I can get them, are she's inspired by Squiggly from Skullgirls, Aino from Guilty Gear, and Ember from Nick All-Stars Brawl 2. She fights with a mic stand like a staff. She has her synergy-powered earrings that allow her to generate holographic attacks inspired by general music themes, and as well as general 90s glam pop flair. So, just kind of has that aesthetic going for her too. Kind of like how in Smash Brothers, everything Persona is inspired by the Persona 5 UI. One of her special moves would definitely be a Rekka that has you attacking on beat. So as she sings, she's got the staff in front of her and continually whacks it forward as you're going alongside as she's singing. So
I'm going to say something now because I have her on my roster, and no need to talk about Jem again.
Yeah.
Also, hi Trixie. I'm glad that I know that's you now. So I think that one of the best hooks in all of fiction is really popular girl band is actually secretly a group of adventurers. From Josie and the Pussycats all the way to K-pop Demon Hunters. It's just like a winning formula, and Jem is like the 80s version of that. They are outrageous, truly outrageous. One of the great theme songs of the 80s as well. And it's interesting because it is a combination of illusions and sound in a moveset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those are two cool concepts, and like having that in one character, pumping up the number of notable female characters that aren't just the girl one from an action show is cool. So yeah, all around great character choice. Love Jem.
Right. Let me see who's below Rainbow Dash. Stretch Armstrong. Again, he's a bodybuilder with super stretchy limbs. I see him as kind of the in-between of Dalsum and Zangief. He's got... I kind of imagine him being super... I'm trying to think of the word for it. Super flashy in the way that he poses and does bodybuilder poses. But
to the people who are aware of the character, which I doubt is even less so to people that know who Stretch Armstrong is, if you're aware of Flex Mentallo from DC or Doom Patrol, think of that, but stretchy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, cool. Another inspiration was a little bit of a Ultra Fish Bungeon from Slap City and Framemaker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just that kind of... A little bit of Johnny Bravo in there too. Just a lot of poses, a lot of stretching himself out. I had an idea for an up special where he holds on to something invisible midair, and then you can you input the up special, but then you pull away from whatever direction that you want to aim him towards. Like you're stretching him out and then releasing to launch him in that direction.
So kind of like Ori for people who've played that.
Oh yeah, a lot like Ori actually. That's a way easier comparison.
I forgot Ori was in a platform fighter.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Below Power Rangers, I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Oh, never mind. Yep, I have Dodo too. When Huff found out that I also had Dodo, he screamed really loud.
Yeah, he did
I
the same
did.
thing to
I
me
got mad.
He did the same thing to me on a different character, who took that spot that could have gone to an Inhumanoid. So maybe I should have.
Okay, but to be fair, if there's any character that deserves to steal a spot for anybody, it is that one.
Yes, they are both great characters. So.
My notes for Dodo are literally that they are the weirdo. They are minion coded. They create literally anything using the Play-Doh within. The container that makes up their body can shift into different Play-Doh tools. Like one of the specials is they turn into the Fun Factory that has a little rail slot that you can move over to create different shapes of like ropes and such. But they just shoot out those shapes as projectiles, and it would go in a set order of like first there's a star shape, then there's a circle shape, then there's a triangle, square, whatever, and each of them has different effects or different trajectories. The Play-Doh itself that moves out of him would be animated with less frames to kind of give like kind of a stop motion-y feel to it. Because I feel like that's a really cool idea of having the Play-Doh character animate like claymation.
I was just gonna say, you want it like Play Fighter?
Yeah. And the other note I had is that if I had my way, the character's personality would be less like minion and more like more deranged character mascots. Like kind of a wild Woody or whatever the creature is that was for the Honey Bunches. Or there's like salami ads where the salami screams and rams his head against a cheese shredder. Just insane. Just like this is a wild, fucked up reflection of my own dark mind type of character.
Kind of sick and twisted.
Kind of sick and twisted, yeah. All right, that means that the next character on the list is the one that I really want to, that I'm excited to talk about a little bit. Let's see. Rom the Space Knight. First character I added.
This was one of the ones that I cut to make room.
He is a space knight with a gun, but the cool thing about him is that he is actually a character who was established in the Marvel comics.
Yep.
And is a character who has regular interactions with those characters, but they can't use him anymore because he's fully owned by Hasbro.
Correct.
So,
which is hilarious because sometimes they will try to bring him up or reference something that they did, and they're like, "True," and this was pioneered by the greatest of Space Knights, and they won't say his name, but they'll be like that, you know. The man from Galador, and they're like, "Yeah, we know who you're talking about," because he was in that Jim Sterling like cosmic Marvel, like the Guardians before the popular Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
You know, he was like a big part of Marvel space stuff.
yeah,
So the Micronauts, which I also don't have any Micronauts, the Micronauts and Rom were folded into the proper Marvel universe when Marvel got the rights to the Hasbro stuff. Transformers and G.I. Joe were spun off on their own because their adventures and everything that happened were too big. Like there's no way that like, you know, Iron Man wasn't going to show up, or Spider-Man, or the X-Men, or whatever, because you know, Shield wouldn't get, like, how does G.I. Joe exist in the same world as Shield, and like what does that look like? It could happen, but it made it harder to tell the stories. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to take this over. It's just Rom is like such an interesting thing for me because he was important to a lot of stuff, but they can't talk about it.
yeah. But he's just, I don't have as much of a moveset behind him as much as this is a character that I really think is cool and deserves to be among the greats for Hasbro.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. He has like a lot of like energy projection, type of flying around powers. You know, well, you think of cosmic comic stuff.
Yeah, he's a space knight. It just writes itself.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna move on to my next character, which is the only other franchise to get 2 characters, technically. Jace from Magic the Gathering. So, Jace was the first character that I really came up with like a moveset hook for. I really wanted to translate some of the ideas of Magic the Gathering into a fighting game. And Jace is a telepath who specializes in blue magic, or all of the cards related to him are blue, which are defensive cards that mostly specialize in negating other attacks. So I thought of Ultra Instinct Goku a little bit from Dragon Ball FighterZ, in that like he is just kind of avoiding a lot of the attacks that are coming in, very defensive. His only way of actually like really closing in or having offense is that he has a deck of spells that are randomly shuffled for his neutral special that you then choose to cast. So he's got a little bit of hero in him. And once you run out of your deck, you lose. But otherwise, the rest of his specials are counters or, you know, evasive maneuvers that are like, you dodge and immediately attack there. It's more of a thinking man's character, I suppose. Where it's more based on reading your opponent, understanding how to best handle the situation with the tools you have. So that's my pitch for Jace from Magic. My next character, if I remember right, Queen Frostine from Candyland.
Nice.
I messaged Creeks before because I was talking with them about my roster. And I'm like, okay, I have 3 options for Candyland. I have the character who can actually provide more unique moveset potential. I have the character who I think is probably the most iconic. And then I have Waluigi, but way more gay.
You could have went with Lord Licorice.
I didn't go with Lord Licorice in the end because I felt like I had too many villains already on my roster. And I didn't go with Mr. Mint because I felt like he's kind of the default people will go to. Queen Frostine.
I feel insulted. Fuck you.
You're welcome. Queen Frostine is an ice queen who has ice powers. And right away, that's kind of her in. She's also... Candyland's a weird one to talk about because they redesign the characters every 5 minutes. But I went with like the classic Queen Frostine just because I feel like that's probably what they do. But again, she's got a lot of ice magic. She's maybe the queen of Candyland. I don't know.
Incarnation. Yes,
Yeah.
I have done a deep dive in Candyland lore for this.
I don't know the whole Game of Thrones situation between her and King Candy. I considered Princess Lollipop or Princess Lolly before I realized the metrics of having a character named Princess Lolly.
Oh my god.
That's terrible, man. That's wow.
And then there's Jolly, who they change what kind of creature they are every 5 minutes.
Yeah, he can't decide what species he wants to be because sometimes he's a fucking giant puddle of chocolate, and then sometimes he's an elephant.
Not that one. It's the Gumdrop character.
Yeah, I know. He was once also a puddle
Was he
of
also
chocolate.
a puddle of chocolate? Oh god, weird.
Weird series.
But yeah, I felt like Candyland needed to be here because it's one of the big board games from Hasbro. So I went with her for sheer moveset potential, and also because it's Candyland and you can do a lot with a stage. Next character. Mr. Monopoly, baby. Instead of having a direct moveset, which went through many evolutions of before I realized this is literally just Jacko from Guilty Gear XRD. There's 2 really good mods for him in Rivals of Aether. that you can download that are both really good. But he's, as we said before, he's very much a invest in different areas of the stage and continually to have more money come in, and the money affects how strong he becomes. And eventually you just want to, let me see how I put it in my notes here. Yeah. The more money he has, the stronger certain attacks become. He could earn money slowly, passively. He's inspired by Jacko from Guilty Gear and the concept of capitalism and its capacity to kill. You can also place houses and hotels to enhance your effects of your attacks. That's kind of all I got for Mr. Monopoly, but it's Mr. Monopoly, baby. Third to last, Mr. Potato Head. Huff, I didn't have him on here initially, but Huff kind of talked me into it because I came up with the idea of, so you have a base set of limbs that are attached, and then you can use your specials to randomly swap out your limb or swap out a piece for a different random one. And these would affect how your gameplay works. Like all of a sudden you could get a really long arm or a really short arm, and that would affect your attacks. You could all of a sudden pull out a propeller beanie, and that would give you a double jump. Or you could have spring shoes that have more recovery potential. There's also going to be a burst move where all of the pieces fire out at once, and you're left with just the potato husk of a man. And then when you reform, everything's completely random. A lot of kind of Foss from Guilty Gear. There was a lot of Guilty Gear bleeding through here, which is kind of funny. But
one thing I think would be cool about Mr. Potato Head as a moveset is that there should be an element of risk-reward of throwing your items and running out of parts for yourself and literally making yourself weaker because you don't have any arms.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that was like one of the things I thought about. I'm like, that would be cool because, like, you start off pretty strong, but if you want to, get the most out of your moveset, you're going to have to weaken yourself.
Yeah, I can see that too. It's funny how much it's a literally limitless potential for fucking Mr. Potato Head. I'm trying really hard to not pull from the Toy Story version of him too, because that's its own can of worms. Let's see. Huff, do you want me to read the DM you just sent me out loud?
That's for you to decide. The answer is probably not.
Yeah, I won't then.
Oh.
Okay.
You can send it to everybody though, because haha.
Yeah. So the next character I have, which is why I kind of bit my tongue before when we were talking about the Micronauts, is Baron Karza. For those who don't know, Baron Karza is the main villain of Micronauts.
Yep.
Which is set in the Microverse, which is, for those of you who are familiar with the MCU, is where the Quantum Realm comes from.
Literally in that bad Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania movie, all of those people that were led by, what's the actor's name? He plays
Bill
Genie
Murray.
in The Good Place. Not Bill Murray. I'm talking about like the freedom fighters there.
Sure.
Those were kind of based off of the Micronauts, but they're not really them because they don't know the right.
Legally distinct Micronauts.
Exactly. That's who those people were.
So the cool thing about Baron Karza is that he's very much a Darth Vader wannabe.
Yeah.
He's cybernetic Darth Vader bad guy. But the coolest thing about him is that his toy, you can remove the entire top half of him and put it on a horse, and he becomes a centaur. It's Darth Vader, but a centaur.
Yeah, man.
That's the coolest shit ever, man.
Another character for the factory.
Dude's rock.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
So
I'm glad somebody had him. So there's a couple that I'll see if people have put on here. There's a couple board game stuff like the hippos from Hungry Hippo.
Oh yeah,
I also thought about that.
Yeah, like I said, if we had like a 30 character roster, there'd be like more that'd fill out. But every now and then, when I see something that like I strongly considered, like literally Baron Karza, because he's the best one,
Yeah.
and I see it on somebody else's roster, that makes me happy.
Before I reveal the final one, there were two characters that I did cut for space. One of them was Pet Monster from My Pet Monster. He was gonna be just a kind of a generic grappler type with claw swipes and stuff, but he'd be probably the first one back.
Yeah.
And the other one was I really wanted to have a character from Clue on here, but I feel like Clue lends itself best to a stage more so than a fighter. It can be done. No disrespect, but I just feel like the idea of having this big manor stage, kind of like a temple or a Newport City, where there are various rooms and items that spawn in them, and each item is really strong in one specific room, and you have to figure out which room to go to get the most out of the item in your hand, or you have to beat the other person up to get the item that's most powerful.
Is this technically the complete version or the base? We're treating this as base. We haven't, but we also haven't selected DLC. But we're treating this as a base roster.
Yes. Okay. Let's do my final character then, which is it's the last one from Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm interested if it's one of them that
Chandra.
I have.
So she
we have
is
completely different MTG characters. Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's impressive too.
Chandra seemed to be the other most popular Magic the Gathering character I could find. She's another planeswalker, but she is entirely focused on fire, and she has red magic. So
yeah.
I wrote her as a very aggressive glass cannon that has a lot of big area of effect attacks, lots of hard-hitting multi-hit moves that deal recoil damage to her, but she's also fast enough to like weave in and out of combat. She can use her flames to fly, so there's your recovery move right there. A lot of the firebenders from Avatar in Nick All-Star Brawl, and a little bit of Phoenix as well from Marvel 3 was kind of my inspirations for how she would function.
It's a solid pull based off of both popularity. I'm not a big Magic the Gathering guy at all, but like I said, I recognize the characters you picked, so that's good. Yeah. And two, just based off of moveset, and especially looking at your roster, you don't have any big fire people, so you know.
Yeah, and I just wanted to like, when I saw that there were the different colors of the Magic decks, I'm like, okay, so each of these this guy specific, Jace mostly uses blue deck, and Shutterless uses a red deck. So I'm like, how do those decks play, like on an average session? What is their strength? And blue deck is more defensive play, while red deck is just direct damage to everybody, and can even sometimes it backfires and you damage yourself. So I'm like, okay, so we've got a defensive character and then glass cannon offensive character.
Yeah, I think it works. Awesome.
So there's my roster. I guess.
Man, only 2 hours, 2 hours and 18 minutes in, and we're halfway through.
Oh gosh.
I mean, in fairness, each one gets fast. Yeah, each one gets faster as we go over the characters.
More repeat.
Oh, how different is yours, Phantom?
Incredibly.
Hell yeah.
We do Phantoms.
How many ponies do you have?
That's a good question. How many ponies do you have? No, tell us now before I want to know, Phantom. How many ponies do you have?
They're all ponies.
Phantom, are you serious or Jay?
Like 20 of them.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Okay, let's do Phantoms next if it's ready. And try to keep your explanations of the ponies under 3 minutes.
That's easy.
Phantom roster, pony of 4.
Okay, so... Oh my gosh. Give me a second real quick.
Somebody send me the My Little Pony logo in the chat, and not the YouTube chat, the chat where I can copy images from. You can't post links.
Sorry about that. So Twilight and Spike, I already explained Twilight before, but Spike is actually her kind of like a little brother character. They're really just friends, but like a little dragon that she keeps around that actually allows her to send letters back and forth between herself and Princess Celestia.
So one of the only pieces of My Little Pony media that I have consumed and owned is I bought the My Little Pony Transformers crossover comic.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, that is a thing.
That is a thing, and Spike gets adopted and becomes an official Dinobot. So
That's pretty sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just wanted to share that.
We can move on. Next character. Oh yeah, they're together because they usually are together. So, yeah. Pinkie Pie. We explained Pinkie Pie already. Same idea, really. So Applejack. So.
What is this?
It's a toy render. I thought it looked
Why
funny.
is she muzzled up? What are you planning on doing?
No,
with her?
no, it's a segmented toy, so it just looks like that because that's the shadow. I'm pretty sure. Anyways,
I don't believe you.
She's a farmer, of course, as her name indicates with apples. She's a big apple farmer, and she's also the of the main six. She is kind of the hard ass, kind of the who would be like the tank while also not really being as bulky.
She's Rogue.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Rainbow Dash. We explained Rainbow Dash already. Fluttershy. So Fluttershy is a very shy pony, but she uses not uses a lot of animals. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure there is a moment where she calls upon a whole bunch of animals to protect herself. But she is a big animal person. She loves taking care of animals, especially like her pet bunny that is super sarcastic to her.
Oh, she has a bunny. I like her. Okay, I like bunnies.
There is an instance where she becomes she gets turned into a bat. I don't even remember if that's just for random or if that's a Halloween special episode. But there's an instance where she gets called Flutterbat because she gets turned into a half pony, half bat. So yeah, but she would mostly rely on using animals to fight.
Dude, if I knew Phantom was gonna do this, I would have just submitted an entire roster of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
did I not tell you that there was a good chance that this was gonna happen?
It's all Hasbro.
I'm seated. I'm here for this. Let's go through it.
He is technically not incorrect.
So, Rarity, my goat. She is a fashionista. She mainly actually threads together, makes clothes for the not just the main six, but also for other ponies in town. So in my head, kind of, she would play like Byakuya from Under Night, who uses a lot of spider webs in his moveset. So just doing that, but with what's it called? Like clothing thread.
You can just say thread.
Yeah, thread. Whatever. Yeah, thread. Yeah, sure. Next character. Zakora. Yeah, so it really is mostly just My Little Pony characters. I'm not joking, by the way. Zakora is sort of like the wise pony, air quotes, because he's of course clearly styled after a zebra. Originally within the series, everybody kind of treated her like an outcast in the sense of that, she's really strange because she does not like like magic in the sense of how everybody else does magic, but magic in the sense of what's the word? Like ritual, kind of rituals or more alchemic based like magic type of stuff. So, but she's actually like completely cool. She is the wise man of the entire town, basically. So yeah. Next character. So the great and powerful Trixie. That is her whole name.
If I remember correctly, so she is. I don't think she actually is a unicorn. I think she's just a regular pony that does magic shows because she wants to do magic, but she can't. Her moveset and also complete character is based on the fact of she doesn't do actual magic like everybody else does, but she does fake magic that still happens to catch, of course, the most normal of people off guard. Next one.
Hey, that's not a pony.
Yes, it is. It's right there. On the right side.
Yeah, you see it now.
Yeah. So that's Princess Celestia. That specifically is the Baishoujo Kotobukiya figure. I just thought it'd be really funny to use. And also, there's not a lot of good like PNGs of the My Little Pony character, so I felt like I had to include. I used that one because that only wasn't funny, but it still included.
I want
the character.
I want to point out that not only have you so far gone all My Little Pony, but you've all gone from the same specific iteration of My Little Pony, even though there's been like at least 5 different versions.
Those other 3 don't matter. And honestly, I forgot about the 5th one because even though I watched the premiere movie, I didn't watch the rest of the series.
All right, man. Okay.
Princess Celestia is. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in all fairness, like, this show specifically is like pretty much overtaken the brand itself.
Yeah.
That like this is the brand. Like this is
what people care about when it comes to
this is
My
what people
Little
care
Pony.
about. It's not like Power Rangers where like there are different series that everybody prefers. It's like
yeah.
This is the one that sticks with people the most.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain subsect of people that do have like the same with like that strawberry shortcake nostalgia towards the original, but yeah, this is what people think of when they think of My Little Pony. The original is the only one I would say even like warrants consideration, so I get why, but
and I'm just gonna say it, those Gen 1 ponies ugly as shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not.
Princess Celestia controls the power of the sun, but also she's like the reigning princess over kind of everything. In a sense, it is a dual ruling, but it's not really. But she's the big one. She's who Twilight Sparkle communicates with about all of her lessons and stuff like that. I noticed she showcases some instances of her power, but I actually don't recall how in detail like what do they do other than just sun-based stuff. Next one. Okay, so Nightmare Moon was like how I explained earlier, that usually they have a premiere, in a season premiere they will have a main antagonist. So Nightmare Moon was the main antagonist of those first 2 episodes, where she causes it to be eternal night over the land of Equestria, and basically I believe the reason why she does that is because more people favored Princess Celestia. Because if you go to the next character, so Nightmare Moon is Princess Luna. Princess Luna is Princess Celestia's sister. So one to overtake has power over the sun, the other one has power over the moon. So when Princess Luna became evil, she became Nightmare Moon. After those first 2 episodes where she wasn't evil anymore, she goes back to being Princess Luna, but a lot of people are scared of her, but she still has magical capabilities just like before, just not used for evil. Next one. I forgot who I even had next. Discord. We explained Discord. Derpy Hooves. Derpy Hooves is the GOAT. She is the best character from the series. She is, I believe, later on within the series. So originally she was just a background pony, but then later on within the series, it's kind of established that she is the mail carrier. So she not only does she love muffins and does stuff with that, but she carries mail, but she isn't actually that adept at it. But people kind of still trust her to do it. So her she would probably be the zoner character. Well, aside the fact that a lot of these magical ponies would probably also be zoners, she would be the zoner where like she's also using parcels and muffins to attack with. Next one. Queen Chrysalis. So I believe at I want to say season 2. I think it was season 2's premiere. Or might have been season 3. I have not watched the show in years. Queen Chrysalis is I believe they're called changelings, or they're a species of changelings ponies that have the ability to change themselves into other ponies. So she's kind of like a mimic character in a sense. So she'll switch to another character and then take on their moveset, because the people often believe that she is that character.
Is she limited to ponies, or if you threw her into any of our rosters, would she be able to turn into, like, I don't know, Stretch Armstrong or Megatron or whatever?
I believe she would be able to. So I believe she'd be able to change into those characters as well, because although I don't think she's an Equestria Girl, so Equestria Girl is like the human versions of the of my Little Pony. If she was, I actually wait. If you're an Equestria Girls, you actually don't have any powers usually. That's actually they're quite normal in that. So I think she would only be able to change into a pony.
Okay, interesting. On your roster, that doesn't matter, but on other rosters.
Well, yeah. All right, next one. Cheese sandwich. Yeah, cheese sandwich. So earlier, APC mentioned.
Wait, what? The cheese sandwich?
Yeah, cheese sandwich.
That
is the Weird Al character. who yes, canonically does get married to Pinkie Pie. I feel like if there was going to be any type of joke character that you have in a fighting game, literally having that be Weird Al Yankovic is probably the best instance of that. So
I'm in agreement.
Yeah. He's not even. It's not like he would be a clone of Pinkie Pie. It would be like he's more like kind of like a Dan, where it's like, yeah, he has his own moveset, but it's a quirkier aspect version of Pinkie Pie, who already is quirky in herself.
Does he play the accordion in the show?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure. I think Pinkie Pie also plays the accordion.
If you hire Weird Al and don't have him play the accordion at least once, I question what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, next one. King Sombra. I think this guy is season 3. So as best as I can remember, within the capital of Equestria, what he does is that I don't even remember his motivations of why he does this, but he creates an entire like fog that surrounds all of Equestria, or that within that city. And I believe it's because he creates a multitude of like pony clones of like himself, or just minions or whatever, that basically surround the building. I genuinely don't remember what he does combat wise within that, but I do know that he could turn himself also into a mist and frighten people that way.
So he's Freddy Krueger.
Kind of, yeah. Boss by. So this. I felt at first this wasn't this character in this roster, but then I remembered that he existed. I was like, oh wait, that's probably like the most tank character that actually is within the series. So it felt pretty obvious to have him. He would be, of course, as the bulky bicep, punch really hard, potentially even grappler. And within the show itself, he is very his wings are small, so he can't fly fast. So he just translates the most literally to being a heavy character. Next one.
I'm just curious what your non My Little Pony, like you said, there's only 20. So I'm really curious.
So this is Sunset Shimmer. So she actually is a pony normally. However, so this is where Equestria Girls ties in. So there was a mirror. There was a mirror within this. I think this is only for literally this movie that it happens. There is a mirror within the palace that
leads to a different world that is, the Earth world, where all the ponies are instead human characters, and because she is a disciple of Princess Celestia, who is kind of denied the power that she wants, so that she goes to this other world to try to claim it there, and then she becomes this demon form that literally shoots fireballs and has demon wings and all that stuff. So this is the first pony character, but this is the first non-pony character, but this one is still a pony character in a sense.
Discord not a pony?
Discord is not a pony. No, oh yeah, that's true. Discord is
yeah, that thing's a pony. I'm a fucking person.
Quick interception. When you say that there are non-pony characters, are they still belonging to the same franchise?
No.
Okay. Proceed.
Okay. All right. Next one. Spike. No, I don't. At this point, within I think after which unfortunately I didn't even see like the movie that came out in theaters. But at that point, I kind of already tapped out of the series. But I do recall actually, I do recall when the final episode happened. People were posting about it, and so then I tuned back in literally just for that one. I think this is Spike Adult is literally from the last episode, where of course now he's an adult. So yeah, he actually would be like the most humanoid fighter character that can also then spit fire. So yeah. Next one. Twilight Sparkle Alicorn. So this happens in the middle of the series actually, where Twilight Sparkle is recognized as a princess. But I felt rather than having, the character look exactly like how they did, throughout the entire series, which is still kind of short, but now having horn and wings, you go for the end of the series version where she is now a full-on alicorn, fully recognized as like a princess of the same stature in the way that Celestia and her sister are. So kind of more, granted, she's not now limited down by the capabilities of also fighting alongside Spike. So now it's kind of all like magic and more freeform in our combat. Okay, now our last 5 are not My Little Pony characters. So I specifically wanted Wheelie because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna feature a Transformers character, I can't. Now, here's the thing. I don't like Transformers. I'm not a Transformers fan. Pretty much not that much, really. I liked Armada. That was on Cartoon Network. I recently saw Transformers 1, which is very good. And then, of course, I saw the Michael Bay films growing up, and they were boring. Well, not boring. They were just cluttered.
Yep. They are noise. They are visual noise.
But so, out of all the Transformers things that I know, I wanted to pick a character that I felt would actually be of a similar stature to most of these characters, which is why I picked Wheelie.
I thought not because he's the robot that hums.
No, it's not why. I picked him also as well because he's the funniest one. Because you were like, why would you pick him of all Transformers? But that's also why I picked him. But also he's short, so it makes sense for him to be here with all these other kind of short characters in comparison to like the size of a human or any other Transformer.
What's funny is I feel like G1 Wheelie would fit in more with My Little Ponies than the Michael Bay one, but the Michael Bay one is funnier, so I give you that.
Yeah, but the G1 one doesn't deserve to be alive.
Yeah, he does suck. He does suck a lot. That's true.
All right, I don't even remember the order of the next 4, but go ahead. Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
So, this was the last character I added because I couldn't think of anything else.
I'm going to get water. I'll be back.
So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, this might not be a Hasbro character, but the hub was specifically a Hasbro channel. So I thought, okay.
The hub. Okay,
yes,
I get what you're...
The hub, the channel that took over Discovery Family, or Discovery Kids, whichever it was called. I think it was Discovery Kids. So I was like, okay, well, why not just have, of course, a kid is going to be watching the hub. A kid saw these shows. have a child from the hub bumper that fights. So that's your self-insert character, like you're me. Next one.
Yeah, let's go.
So,
I like this one. I respect this one. This is a good one, and it's technically a thing. Let's go.
All right, Frankie, take it to the fridge.
For these last 5 characters, more like the last 4 characters, kind of. I knew that because I'm not a big Hasbro person, I should ask my friends who are big Hasbro friends, who actually watched G.I. Joe, who actually watched Jem and the Holograms, who actually watched Transformers and stuff like that. So I asked them, hey, here's my roster I have so far. What characters do you think I should add? And one of them said, add the fridge. So I was like, okay, sure. And that's why he's there.
I like this thematically because tomorrow is the Super Bowl, and as I'm sure everyone here knows, William the Refrigerator Perry was a crucial part of the 1972 historic Chicago Bears Super Bowl run. So
from the Super Bowl Shuffle?
From the Super Bowl Shuffle, the one and the same.
That is the only thing about the Super Bowl I can actually tell you.
Yeah. Also, he did have a G.I. Joe figure, which is where that's from. So, yeah, man. Technically, that is a Hasbro. I think he's a defensive tackle. He was definitely on the D line. Good pull. I'm glad to see you took this roster seriously. Keep going.
You're welcome.
Nice engaged with this seriously. I did
too.
I was excited to learn.
So I was informed that Hasbro does not own Dan Versus, despite his show literally being on the hub and only being on that channel. It is a licensed show.
Because they didn't own the hub.
Hasbro did own the hub. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm very definitely sure they did own the hub. It was a joint venture between Discovery and Hasbro, which is why so many Hasbro stuff is on the hub. Like there's a Transformers show that's there. There is Jem and the Holograms aired there. There was a lot of Hasbro stuff on that channel.
I do believe it was. I'll look it up. Wow. Yeah. Well, you continue talking about your stuff.
Yeah. So Dan Mandel, of course, from the titular Dan Versus, titular character of Dan Versus, I felt like having him here would be appropriate because he probably would fight a horse.
And fight most things.
Yeah, he fights most exactly. He has a problem with a lot of things. So he feels like the only character I know without a doubt that definitely would punch the crap out of any of these characters without any objection.
So I just looked it up, and it is owned 50% by Hasbro and 50% by Discovery. The hub. So
it's 60-40, not 50-50.
Well, whatever. There is some ownership there. So.
Okay.
All right.
And the final character. So, to explain this one, on the hub there was
fuck?
Yeah. So, on the hub channel, there was a show called Family Game Night, where you would have multiple contestants work together to play different board games together, of like Sorry, Monopoly, of Boggle. I forgot some of the other ones there. I think maybe Bop It was there. I don't think that's Hub. That's Hasbro though. I think that's Mattel.
It is Hasbro. I remember.
Okay, yeah.
I watched the hub growing up too, but it was mostly Animaniacs. So.
Yeah. So my idea for this moveset for Family Game Night, it would be a collection of board games. But when you pick a character, similar to Mokujin, at the start of that match, it will pick one board game out of its collection to basically play as. So, for instance, if you were, say, for instance, playing against, if you're playing as Sorry, your piece kind of slides around and then kind of also moves based upon the card system that Sorry has. So it's kind of like, Oscar R. Kreutz or Oscar R. Sharp in Guilty Gear Strive. If you're switching to to Bop It or Monopoly, you're going to take the properties of those games, and so you're kind of fighting of different styles on the fly that are based upon a board game. And that's it.
Fucking okay. Yeah. Nice.
How long was that?
I don't fucking know.
Let me see.
How long was that? How long?
Let's see. We started that was 26 minutes ago. That was 26 minutes.
So, that was pretty good. Do you have a roster, Slink, or is it just me? Because it's up 4.
To be determined.
It's just you.
Okay.
You're the only one with one left that's currently made. Slink might make one.
Okay. All right.
Let me update the on-screen info first. If it will respond. There we go.
525 600 minutes.
5,000 cigarettes.
Phantom, I put some screenshots in the chat of Grimlock and Spike. Just
Oh yeah, I saw.
That's for you.
Those are pretty sick.
I think the noise I made when Dan Versus showed up actually hurt my throat.
I admire your commitment to the bit. And I learned a lot about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, so I think it was time well spent, really.
Okay, well, if you want to start.
Optimus
Prime.
It's Optimus Prime, man. I already talked about Optimus.
Holy shit.
Holy shoot, it's Xanathar. So my chat's not updated. Let me go here. So I wanted to do something for. I had a lot of ideas for Dungeons and Dragons because there's actually a lot of important lore characters in it, from a lot of different realms. But I think that there's certain key monsters and enemy types that warrant inclusion, right? And a beholder is one of them because beholders have cool powers because they have different eye stalks that can do different things. So if this is a platform fighter in particular, I'd imagine that the ray is almost random when you use that attack. So it could be a sleep ray, a fear ray, disintegration ray, petrification, all that sort of stuff. Now, Xanathar himself is cool because he's also kind of like a named character. He's a hoarder. He has lots of magic items. So you could give him all of the beholder stuff. Plus, he could also use like typical D&D magic items and lay traps and stuff like that. He would be a character that is like an ultra zoner and also kind of a trap character. Like definitely something I wanted to put in there. So next one, which is probably a duplicate.
Holy shit, Twilight Sparkle.
I am not talking anything about My Little Pony. Let's keep going.
Holy shit, Tommy.
All right, it's Tommy. So I said the Green Ranger and I said Tommy, but I was kind of thinking, and that's why I brought it up before, about him having the Master Morpher. So spoilers, I only put 2 Power Ranger characters in, and I did consider putting like up to 5 at some point. But I wanted to keep things a little bit more focused, and I feel like Tommy is A, the most popular, and B, you can rep a lot of different Power Ranger series with him if you use the Master Morpher. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 4 entire series.
Yep. Let's keep going. Snake Eyes. So the only thing I'm going to say about Snake Eyes that nobody else has said about Snake Eyes is that he has a pet wolf named Timber. And I don't know why people didn't bring that up. So he's a ninja. He uses guns and swords and throwing stars. And he has he's like Shadow from Final Fantasy VI, really. If you want to get down to it. But obviously he's going to have his dog with him, man. Okay, next. God, it is not Ivan Ooze. I wish. Sorry, reading the chat. Megatron. I don't have much more to add about Megatron. If you have Prime, you have Megatron. These two in particular, I did say should be close to their G1 versions. I think those are. It's where it started. It's the most iconic versions of them. Unless you are completely changing if you're changing the look of all the Transformers to give them like one look, then that's fine. But if you're pulling mostly from like one era of Transformers, I think Prime and Megatron need to be very G1 inspired. You know what? I'm going to go with tank. Someone said tank or gun for Megatron. The gun is kind of more iconic, but I feel like he's been a tank longer than he's been a gun now, by decades.
The gun is funnier, but less applicable in a fighting.
Yeah, and also the way that I see him as a character, like I said, is he is a little bit of a grappler. He's a literal tank, but he also, with big zoning skills, like just the tank makes more sense, you know, as in his character archetype and turning into like a gun, and then you pick where he's going to shoot. So.
Oh, this is a new one.
I like this pick, by the way.
Okay, so once again, when talking about Dungeons and Dragons, Hasbro does own the rights to the characters from the movie. They actually published them for D&D 5e. You can play as them. I mean, you can play as anything in D&D. Who's going to stop you? But like, they have official stat blocks, is what I'm saying. When I think of Dungeons and Dragons, I do think of the lore characters, but I also think of certain enemy types and certain classes, and Druid is one of them, and Owlbear is another one. And Druids typically can't wild shape into Owlbears, but Doric can. I like the movie a lot. I think she's a cool character, more female representation. You can, turn into several different D&D related creatures, once again, including the Owlbear. Very versatile character that would have could shift between the type of character she is based off of her transformation. So,
also just watch that movie. The movie is also very fun. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you'd like it.
So that and Transformers 1 were like the two movies that Hasbro did back to back that they said, we're not going to be funding our own movies now. Other people can make movies, but we are not doing it. And it sucks because they were both excellent movies that had terrible marketing. Like their marketing that made them seem like worse movies than they were, and I think they're both great movies. But anyways. Lord Zedd. So I just wanted to have a villain if I'm only going to have two Power Ranger characters. I did think about Ivan Ooze a little bit. I did think about Rita a lot. I like Rita almost made the spot because I like Rita. What I like about Lord Zedd is that he is a Power Rangers character, as was brought up earlier. He's not a Super Sentai character. He is Power Rangers. He's reoccurring. He's important to the lore. He has some cool moveset potential. So, Lord Zedd. And
okay,
Baroness next?
Yes,
Baroness.
Nice.
So the Baroness is and has always been one of my favorite Cobra characters. I like that she is essentially personality-wise a literal Baroness that's just kind of bored with her life and got mixed in with the wrong high society crowds and said, fuck it, we ball, and then just really went in. Like, that is literally her backstory. She's cool. She's more of a spy than a lot of the other G.I. Joe characters, so it's more like what you would see of like Black Widow in a fighting game, or even some of the not like nerve powder, like tranquilizer darts, like sneaky stuff like that, sniper rifles. So and yeah, like I said, probably her normal attacks are going to be very Black Widow-esque. So cool character, iconic look, more badass female representation. I definitely wanted her to be in the roster. Slight spoiler, she is the only G.I. Joe villain I have on this roster.
Really?
Yep. All right. Let's go to... I just realized, by the way, no Starscream is on nobody's roster, because Starscream is not on my Transformers roster. He almost made it, and I was going to use the Armada version of Starscream because I think that's the most unique one. But I decided to go a different direction with a similar character, which some people might know what I mean by that. So Bumblebee, I wanted to go specifically with the Michael Bay, or just really the movie verse, because the Bumblebee movie version used a similar version. I'm not a huge fan of the Bay films. I'm not, but they are the most financially successful version of Transformers, and they're the ones that really made Bumblebee into a headliner. He was always one of the most important Transformers. He was kind of like the friend to the human characters, but they ended up changing a lot about him. They gave him a lot of the traits that were part of, like, from Hot Shot or Hot Rod, where he's kind of like the young up and comer. The thing with his voice is taken straight from the Bay movies. I felt like we needed one character that represented the Transformer movies, and it really is this version of Bumblebee. Fast character, rushdown. He's big. He's got those stingers. There's cool stuff you can do with him, and I felt like if you're gonna have at least 3 Transformers, like, Hasbro is going to make one of them Bumblebee. He is not anywhere near my favorite, even when you're talking about just like kind of the ones that are G1 or based off G1. Like I said, I like the Dinobots a lot. I like Jazz a lot. I even like Cliffjumper more than Bumblebee, but it has to be Bumblebee. So yeah, Bumblebee was gone for a while until Bayformers. In fact, in Transformers Animated, the character that's Bumblebee was supposed to be a version of Hot Shot, and they changed it to Bumblebee for movie synergy.
Okay. So next up, we got another repeat.
Yeah, we can talk. Yep. Drizzt is Drizzt. Like I said before, it's cool to have a Ranger archetype. It's cool to have a dual wielder. He's I believe the only dual sword wielding character in the roster. He's sneaky. He's very popular with the D&D fandom. He adds some cool stuff. I feel like if you want to take somebody from the lore and especially from the book series, it's him. Elminster is probably my second from somebody from the books, from the Forgotten Realm in particular. So, and
I can't count.
That's fine.
Yeah, the slot was reordered, ordered wrong. I mean. It's okay. It's okay. I'm assuming this is okay. This is another repeat.
Yeah, Rom and Jem we already talked about, and I already gave my 2 cents on each. I think Rom is interesting because there are, if you're going based off of just the toy, you can do almost any sort of alien, space creature, robot thing with him. So it's kind of a blank slate. You know, it's kind of like when Sakurai did something with Rom. If you're going from the Marvel comic version, there are very specific abilities and things that are very comic booky, that are very superhero type stuff that you're not going to see from anybody else. Like I said, there's manipulate objects, energy manipulation, strength, speed. A character that the toy isn't that important, but oddly enough, he became important because of Marvel, and I don't know, he's cool. I would definitely want him on. Jem, like I said before, in a world of K-pop demon hunters, how do you not have the girl band that is out there fighting evil? But yeah, sound, music, great character design. Boom. Let's move on. Roadblock is another one. This is surprisingly my G.I. Joe section. So as they're all popular characters, but grouped together they're a little weird compared to like the Transformers one, where it's like, yeah, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, obviously. But I wanted to have one of the main Joes. I do think Duke is a little boring, but I also think that Roadblock is, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, a little more diversity. Unfortunately, a lot of the main characters in here end up being robots or aliens or white guys. So it is nice to have somebody that is not those things, that represents an actual person, type of person on Earth. The Roadblock also, like I said, is the heavy weapons expert. So he's going to be like machine guns and explosives and like, basically like a Gatling gun. He's going to be like the dude that's going to like go all out with the heavy munitions. So I thought he would be a pretty cool addition. So.
Mm-hmm.
And my last Transformers coming up.
Oh boy. My God.
Why are you so bad at this?
Slake, please read the numbers. You're supposed to start at the bottom.
I'm so bad at this.
Wow, I'm bad at this, I guess.
Dude, the numbers are fucking that way.
Oh wait, I thought
They just for anybody who doesn't, you guys can't see the layer order, by the way. They got ordered in the opposite layer of the last several folders.
Well, I'm sorry that you can't read.
The reason why I only repeated that was because I thought Huff was doing this last one because Huff said sorry earlier. So I did not mean that towards Slick. I meant that towards Huff.
It's all right. It's all right. From now on, I won't jump ahead. So yes, the Maximal Dinobot. I wanted to pull from different eras of Transformers after Megatron and Optimus Prime. Since I was going to limit myself to 4, I knew I had to do the movies, so I did Bumblebee. And then for the last one, like I said, I considered Armada Starscream. I considered a couple other characters. But Dinobot, like Beast Wars, is one of the things that really revitalized the brand and made it so that it didn't go into hibernation like something like G.I. Joe did. It was important to the franchise, and Dinobot's a great character. He's actually similar to Armada Starscream in some ways, where he started off as a Predacon and then became more of a good character, but unlike Armada Starscream, he 100% committed and is a Dinobot. Dinosaurs is an Autobot. Dinosaurs are cool. He has a Velociraptor alt mode, very Jurassic Park Velociraptor as well. So it's cool that he's going to be able to like jump around, be a fast, agile, like close-in fighter, and then when he transforms, he's gonna he still has a cool arm weapon and other things. So fast, nimble, but still a heavy hitter. Maybe a little bit of a glass cannon even. So yeah, cool character, like him a lot. So I am transitioning from D&D to Magic the Gathering. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not huge in Magic. I know a little bit about it, and I think a lot of the Planeswalkers would be good. But I think one of the characters that I kind of hear a lot about is Ileana Vest. And then on top of that, yeah, nobody clip that. I'm obviously not, because I'm not that huge into Magic the Gathering. But dumb. So Liliana is a necromancer. So part of the reason when I was looking at these Planeswalker characters, right, is I was also looking at things that weren't covered by my D&D picks. Since I didn't have Vecna, I said it'd be cool to get like a necromancer and a summoner in here. She's also a popular character and an important lore character, so that's why I picked her. All right, man. Here's the thing.
Mask.
Mask is, the Masked Crusaders. They're working all the time fighting crime. Also a great theme song. It is kind of like Hasbro in the 80s was like, man, we really struck gold with G.I. Joe and Transformers. Let's do it again. And it did not work. Mask is not as popular, but it is still a cool show. For kids of that time, kids of the 80s. And it kind of is like an in-between, because you have, if you're not familiar with the show, you have like the Mask group, and they're fighting Venom, led by Miles Mayhem. He's the main villain. If you could find a picture of Miles Mayhem without the mask, he looks real funny. He's just like some dude, army-looking dude with a mustache, or a Corbett-looking dude with a mustache. But they have vehicles that can kind of transform between two things. So Miles Mayhem, for instance, has a plane that turns like into a helicopter. So I think he would be, you can kind of change that to almost make it like, instead of that, what if he had like a mech or something that could kind of switch stances a little bit. I think it's cool. And part of the reason I like Miles Mayhem is because, oddly enough, he's shown up in 2 different continuities in Transformers comics. In IDW, and then now he and Mask are getting folded into Energon. And because it's being folded into the Energon universe, which is going to have its own adult-focused cartoon series, I feel like it's something that Hasbro still thinks about. And because of that, I'm like, it's good enough to make my roster. It's also one of the reasons I only included one G.I. Joe villain, because I'm like, hey, if I'm going to include another villain from Mask, it's almost like having a G.I. Joe villain. So, yeah, man, I like Mask. Furby. So,
Oh.
I'm excited that nobody else has put Furby on here. Furby is a character that is rooted in psychological horror. It's going to do weird things. It's going to be there. It's going to invoke weird stats. The screen's going to turn off. It's going to turn on. You're going to hear voices when there's no voices. He's a creepy little dude. I like Furby. I don't really have much to say about him.
Are people capable of liking Furby?
I love Furby.
Or is that just Stockholm Syndrome?
I don't love Furby as a thing. I love Furby as a concept in a fighting game. Put it that way.
You like the idea of beating Kirby up?
I wanted to do Furby, but I was really struggling to think of a good moveset.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, you'd have to do some weird stuff to make it work, but I dig it. I don't remember who's on the next on this row. Yeah, that's right, Peppa Pig. I should have known that because we
yeah.
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig is weird. Obviously a Lucina clone because of some weird meme that went around.
Okay, I brought up the idea of hiding Lucina as a hidden icon behind it first.
It's a weird one because, like, unless you're going to go a little bit silly with that character, it has to be kind of like a character that's not directly fighting. You know what I mean? Like, not like even more so than like a villager or an Isabel, right? But it's just such a popular IP that I felt like I should include it. Do you know what I mean? But anyways.
Popular IP feel like not the words that I would use, but I do understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah, what? I'm not into it. I'm just saying if you stack these by how much money they made, I guarantee Peppa Pig is in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like, and that's popularity, baby.
I guess.
All right. Oh,
Cycle?
Cycle. He's a motorcycle.
Cycle.
Yes, he is the leader of the Renegades, which are the enemies of the GoBots. So I said I was going to only do 4 Transformers, but I said that doesn't mean I have to stop at transforming robots. Hasbro bought Tonka, and Tonka owned who did
GoBots?
Yeah, well, they owned the GoBots license. We'll keep it that way. So they do owe GoBots. I think there might be some problem with that particular look for him, so they may have to change it a little bit. But it's cool. You get another villain in here because Megatron's the only Decepticon. And he's fun. He's like 80s villain cheese, you know, like you talk about stuff like Megatron or like Skeletor or like Cycle's that sort of like bumbling but evil, super evil guy that's just evil. And because I don't have like Arcee or anything, he is probably the fastest and smallest of these, even compared to Dinobot or Bumblebee, because he's a motorcycle, so he's going to be kind of a rushdown robot.
Hell yeah.
Also, yeah, I think it's hilarious that nobody did any jets, including Starscream.
Oh, I was for sure thought that somebody would put Starscream. I'm a bit surprised by that. And nobody did it.
Starscream was close. I mean, I just felt like Bumblebee took priority for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened with me too when I'm looking at the... Okay, so Urza from Magic the Gathering is another one where, like, from what I understand, people in the chat, like Trixie, who are big Magic the Gathering fans, tell me, he is not like super popular, but he's super important to the lore, especially at the beginning. Like, he's somebody that I knew, number one, and number two. He's also, I don't have anybody that's really a wizard, and he's a wizard and an artificer. So there's a lot of strong magical ththings he can do. And because I don't have that covered with my D&D characters or my with any of my Wizards of the Coast characters yet, I just felt like he was kind of a good fit here. So kind of a boring one, and I feel like there are probably better ones, but right.
Holy shit, Murph.
Murph, yeah. So I don't know if I need to say anything else about Murph. I thought I was going to be the only one that had Murph. But like, Murph is like a huge IP, and Murph is funny, man.
I had to do it. I'm a simple man. I see a funny guy, I do funny guy.
Yeah. Morning Titan would have been good. I'm looking at the chat. All right, next.
Wait, next. Holy shit, it's Mr. Monopoly again.
Capitalism wins again.
Yeah, I don't need to say anything else about him. I haven't talked about how I'd like him to function, so.
Holy shit! Okay.
Oh wow!
You go ahead. You go ahead.
I love this.
I wanted somebody from Clue, and the problem is that most of them are none of them stand out more than the others. Number one, in terms of a fighting game, Colonel Mustard does stand out because he's a colonel, but we already have like legit army dudes. Like like what's he gonna add? At the end of the day, A, the butler did it, so it's the butler, right? B, Tim Curry's awesome, so it's Tim Curry. And he could use all of the weapons. The weapons could have different effectiveness depending on the terrain or something like that. Because if you're using the candlestick in the library, it'll be more powerful. I don't know. I thought he was a funny pick. I definitely wanted somebody from Clue. So why not? That's my roster.
All right. Well, that is the last roster. I don't feel right holding everyone hostage. All right, so like 2 people messaged me at the same time after I uttered the words, I should have submitted an all Power Rangers roster, and was like, hey, can I make it for you? And it's I don't feel right holding everyone hostage for several minutes, so I wait for that to be done.
Hey, you can do better. Several hours.
I'm gonna ask for an update real quick on where they are at with it, and I'll just present what we got.
Yeah, it's funny, by the way, that like Magic the Gathering technically is within the realms of D&D, but it's funny how much deeper my D&D knowledge is in Magic the Gathering. Like I could do a D&D roster easy. Magic the Gathering, I would have to actually go and look it up. It's
because D&D is the one more prone to getting side content, because Magic is just a card game, whereas D&D has like TV shows, movies, video games.
That's part of it. And part of it is too that I do TTRPGs, and I just never have gotten into the card games. Like I think they're cool and stuff, but it's never been my jam. So.
All right, so for everyone on our Discord, I'll be posting the full roster on our Discord when it's done. I will just step in and help finish it, but for now, I'm going to present it as it is, which is an image. So it will not have like the fun like reveal version of it. Unless they somehow send me the entire rest of the roster while I'm going over the slots. Anyway, so right now this is what I've got for my funny Power Rangers roster. So we're starting off with Tommy Oliver, specifically the Black Ranger of Dino Thunder, and then Ziggy. We've talked about Ziggy before. Ziggy's my favorite. Ziggy, the Ranger Operator Series Green. And then I've got Z Delgado from SPD, the B Squad Yellow Ranger. Eric Myers, funny motivation man, Time Force Quantum Ranger. And then I have Ryan Mitchell, the Lightspeed Rescue Titanium Ranger. He is the first original Power Ranger that they made for the franchise, and he was the only one for quite a while until, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jungle Fury? Then I have Cam, the Ninja Storm Samurai Ranger. Cam is like most people's favorite from Ninja Storm. He's so good. He is great. He has inhibitors in the form of like his giant samurai vest that when he takes off, he like can go super fast. It's so cool. I have the Magna Defender Mike from Lost Galaxy. I always thought he was super cool as a kid. I love his transformation sequence as well. I just had to include him. RJ, our second Virgil of the roster. He played Virgil in the fucking reboot. The Jungle Fury Purple Wolf Ranger. Then we have specifically this Mighty Morphin Black Ranger is Adam Park. He's played by Johnny Young Bosch. Incredible actor. And he has like reprised the role several times. Then I have Jen Scott's the Time Force Pink Ranger. Doggy Kruger, the Shadow Ranger of SPD. Love him. I have Steel Silva from Beast Morphers. I specifically wanted him unmorphed. He is the Silver Ranger, but he is so funny, especially when he's unmorphed. They do so many gags with him. He's great. I wanted to include Mystic Force, so I've represented Mystic Force with Chip. Chip is one of the more low-key characters from Mystic Force, but I think he might be my favorite. Also here we have Lord Zedd, of course, an official, an original Power Rangers character. As I said before, I have Tanaya from RPM, and the Blue Zeo Ranger. I want to say, I saw in the chat, you should represent the Neo Saban era. I do have two characters from Dino Charge on my list. I mentioned in chat earlier about Heckle, but I also have... Sir Ivan of Xander, the Gold Ranger, who is, I think, one of the funniest characters they've ever done. Basically, he's pulled from, like, the past, and so they keep making jokes with him that are just incredible. In his debut episode, he finds the Dino Charge Rangers unfit for battle, so he basically just recruits a bunch of public service members and then tries to fight monsters with them, and they just all run away. Puff has been sending me a slot for turkey jerk for the entire time I've been speaking. Several times.
Don't do it.
Okay, well, the joke at the end was that I was going to have fucking Professor Plum from Clue on that, but you know, fuck it. I'll put fucking turkey jerk on the roster instead of Professor Plum.
Yes. All right, guys. Well,
oh yeah.
Real quick. Don't want to interrupt too much, but I do have to get out of here. I said I do have to leave. I've got some stuff to do. It was fun.
You go ahead. I don't want to hold you hostage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I look forward to seeing the results when everybody votes on this, and we get to see how great everybody loves this Power Rangers roster. Anyways, I guess
there's a
see ya.
The last thing I want to say about Sir Ivan is that there's a throwaway line where he says, I just now learned that the Earth isn't flat, or some shit like that. What a guy. But yeah, the White Dino Ranger I mentioned earlier. This is specifically the clone that they made of Trent, not Trent himself. The clone who serves as the villain for the latter half of the season. And yeah, heckle. I'll. Yeah. Okay. So, Turkey Jerk and Professor Plum are here, I guess. All right. So I'm not gonna hold
Everyone
people
is here.
hostage while I wait for the last 5 slots. Those will be on our Discord. The link to join our Discord is in the description. If you're not there already, I'll be putting them in the Source Gaming chat. But anyway, I'm so glad that we're back to doing this. There will be a poll afterwards on our Discord as well. As well as social media.
Wait, question.
Yes, what's up?
Does Blue Sky even have polls?
I don't know.
I don't know actually.
There will be a poll on the Twitter account, but if you don't want to use that hell site, which is reasonable, there's a poll. There will be a poll on our Discord. So, as always, I'm really glad to all of our patrons for helping to support us and keep us going. All of our patron supporters are on the screen now. I hope so. I tried looking for the most up-to-date version, and apparently I have it. But yeah. So thank you all for watching, and always remember to return to the source.
And knowing is half the battle.
Joe.